and then and go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Shake it, but keep pointing out all the lies. Putting the scripture right in your eyes. The Bible guy. He reads Hebrew and Greek and shows you that your book's not unique. The Bible guy. He turns through the pages until every Christian rages. The Bible guy. Watch one time and you're hooked. Now let's watch why the Christians get cooked. The Bible guy.
Howdy, howdy, folks. Bible Guy here, coming at you live from Northeast Texas. How are we all doing today? All you fine ladies and gentlemen. One second. And they thems. Let me just take a look at this and fix it because I'm a little bit big. There we go. There we go. Unapologetic raid already. I knew I planned it at the right time to go live. But what if there is no God? Then we're all just fine and dandy, aren't we? I'm Dalton, the Bible Guy. Everyone, make sure you tap that screen, share the live with those you love, with those you hate, with your friends and with your enemies. Let's get the word out there so we can have some interesting conversations about the Bible Guy. Tap that screen like Jonathan wanted to tap King David. Tap that screen like they tapped those nails into Jesus's hands. Now, let's see. I've got some jazzy music now to play. I'm gonna have to figure out what is the right volume to play it at. So a little bit of you and me over on TikTok are going to figure this out together. You let me know if this is too loud or if I need to turn it down. Vale Salistrax says Christ is Lord. Hardcore disagree. Ooh, that is definitely too loud. There, that's probably better. Bible prophecy unfolding today. Nah, that's not happening. Anyways, that's better. Much agreed. Much agreed. There you go. Pin your own comment. CA could be like Trump, a cult. I mean, Trump is basically a cult leader. I would definitely agree with that. Hey, the Bible Guy. Howdy, partner. How you doing? Why do you think Christianity is false? Call on up and you'll find out why. Christians say lame platitude. Oh yeah. What's new? Christian says play lame platitude. In other news, water is wet. Ooh, hello, Red Fury. Hello, Pokey. Good to see you all here. Ashley, good to see you. YouTube Punk, howdy, partner. Absolutely. Is wet water? Well, is water wet is probably the question. What up? What up? What's up, Qui-Gon? Anyone else kind of annoyed at Christians nowadays? Like every time you ask them to provide evidence, they go, "Well, I don't want to force my beliefs on you." Like, my dude, no one's asking you to force anything. We're just asking you for evidence. Evidence isn't forcing anyone anything. Cyber Deconstruction, howdy, partner. Bible Guy before dark. Yep, that's what's going on right now. Is air dryness? Air can be dry. It can also be very moist. For all those out there who hate that word, moist. Sour airheads are pretty great. Not very sour though. This is a thing. I don't know. I've never had one. How old was Mary? We don't know. Probably a minor. So what? People can change? Who can change? Vinnie Dalton. Contra Deity, howdy, partner. You need more saliva when you say moist? Oh, wait a minute. Moist. That's for all the atheists out there with the fedoras and the neck beards going, milady. Not a minor, by the way. Well, most women were minors when they got engaged in ancient Israel, and since Mary was betrothed to Joseph, most likely a minor. Do you use your interpretation of the Bible, churches, or secular perspective? My perspective is the secular perspective. Matthew 9:14, is that the one about the eunuchs? We don't really have that category all that much in the modern world. Not the milady. Oh man, I feel like just for funsies, just to get a fedora, just to do a cosplay as like the Reddit atheist would be fun. Let the little children come to me. Oh no. That is Donald Trump's favorite Bible verse. Let the little children come to me. My Christian friend said that the Bible supports women. What's your opinion on this? The Bible treats women as if they're property. It doesn't allow a woman to divorce her husband, but it does allow a husband to divorce his wife, which is what we would call unfair treatment. Do you sometimes enter Trinitarian lives? No, I prioritize my mental health over, that. What's wrong with fedoras asking for a friend? Listen, I'm sure there's a way that someone out there could wear a fedora and it look good. Not me though. It ain't happening for me. If I wear a fedora, I will look like that stereotype. When you coming to the UK? I'm coming one day in the future. What about women who weren't their father's or husband's property? What rights did they have? Ooh, that's a good question. You talking about like widows, for example? I don't know what the rights of a widow were, but generally, at least in the Hebrew Bible, the prophets at least tried to prioritize taking care of the widow. All right, looks like we got a guest. David runs 95. I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions and then we'll get to the conversation at hand. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
Question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
Don't ask me that dumb shit, bro.
Ooh, sorry, that was an incorrect answer. What was your pronouns?
All right. She, her.
All right, young lady, and are you a Christian?
Yes.
All right, tell me, ma'am, I'm Dalton the Bible guy. Which one of the 3 topics on the board would you like to discuss with me?
Also,
turn down my live a little bit. Your background noise is atrocious.
What's wrong with
I can hear myself.
Oh, hold on. Is that better?
Check 1, 2, 3.
Hello?
I can still hear myself.
Is that better?
No, it's not. Are you wearing like headphones or something?
Hold on. Hello? Try now.
Check 1, 2, 3. Still there, bud.
Dude, fuck, dude. Let me try, hold up. Let me try to put on headphones, maybe. I have it turned down. Is that better?
Check 1, 2, 3. No, I still hear it.
No, man. The trend is not helping, bro.
Check here. Let me check. 1, 2, 3. Nope, still there.
I'm sorry, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
We'll try to power through it. All right. David, which one of the topics did you want to talk to me about?
Let's do Christianity is false. I guess that's fine.
All right, Christianity is false because Jesus didn't fulfill any messianic prophecies from the Hebrew Bible. Thus, he can't be the Messiah, thus invalidating the religion.
What? Okay. So what prophecies are you even talking about that he didn't fulfill? Like, what's a prophecy Christians say he fulfilled that he didn't?
Are you not aware of prophecies?
No.
Oh, well, they say that like the crucifixion was prophesied in the Old Testament, but it wasn't. They just make a lot of claims, but it looks like you're not really ready for this conversation.
No, I've never read the Bible, but I believe in God though.
You're a Christian and you've never read the Bible.
No, I just believe in God. I'm not like I don't have any religion.
But you're a Christian. Are you
a Christian?
Are you a Christian?
No.
Oh.
I just believe in God. Not like it.
Anyways. Gee whiz. All that for that? All this for a loaf of bread? Fuck it, we'll do it live. Yeah. That was riveting. I know. All that and a bag of chips. Bro, that's not even enough to feed us all. Not without magic. 2 bread, 3 bread, 4 bread, 5,000 bread. Needs to spend more time hitting the books than the gem. We want no degree. We want no degree, says Glitter. No degree is one of the laziest Christians out there. Intellectually lazy. Have you heard the debates which take place speakers? Have you heard the debates which takes place speakers on YouTube? I don't know what you mean by that. By the way, everyone, Jesus would be more in favor of communism than capitalism, just saying.
Indian guy with the $5. If she's never read the Bible, why did she pick that topic?
I don't know. People be peopling. He'd be flipping the tables, you bet he would. What's your reason for thinking Jesus is dead? Well, if you call in, you'll find out. You'll find out. All right. Kevin Nux. I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, sir.
Question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
He.
What was that?
He.
And question number 3, are you a Christian?
Yes.
All right, I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. There's that echo again. What the fuck is going on? I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. Which one of the 3 topics on the board would you like to talk about? And also, yeah, make sure you speak up. You're mumbling a bit much.
I would say that Christianity is false. I mean, that statement isn't true.
Oh, it is. Because Jesus wasn't the Messiah, therefore Christianity is false.
The Roman Empire.
I don't know why you just said the word Roman Empire. But anyways, Christianity is false because Christianity is false because Jesus wasn't the Christ.
In Christianity, we believe that, I mean, you said God's not the Messiah.
Jesus isn't the Messiah.
According to who?
According to me, because he didn't fulfill any prophecies about the Messiah from the Old Testament.
Okay, well, I mean, it's only coming from you.
Yeah,
Why should that supersede or trump what Jesus has said?
Because Jesus was an idiot, but you're more than welcome to provide counter evidence.
I mean, I guess I don't really look too deep into scripture, perhaps. I just kind of use my own personal experience in terms of I believe there was a creator of the world.
I don't understand why Christians don't read the Bible. When I was a Christian, I read the
go to church.
I read the fuck out of my Bible as a Christian. Why don't you people ever read your Bible?
I'm just not a super. I guess I'm just not a super devoted Christian right now. I think I could be in the future, but
it doesn't make any sense.
I have it downloaded.
If I
coming from somebody who doesn't practice anything, I think you should at least respect someone who started.
If I thought this book came from a god, I would read the fuck out of it every single day.
You can't get rich from reading the Bible.
I didn't say anything about being rich, did I?
You can't. You can only gain knowledge and then use it.
Yeah, that would be, yeah. So, and if I was a Christian and I thought this was the word of God, I would read the fuck out of it because I would want to know as much things that God wants me to know. But for some reason, other Christians
if it's wrong if you haven't read it.
Oh, I have read it. I have actually read the Bible, unlike most Christians on TikTok.
What, and you disagree with the storyline?
Oh yeah, because Jesus,
you don't believe these people were real?
Some of them weren't real.
But why would people? I believe there was people that surrounded the sighting of what happened when he rose. And then after, didn't they kill themselves or something?
No.
People who did that, or there was a period when I don't exactly know all the terms, but I know that there was a period when Jesus came down and he made his encounter with people, and then
I mean there were
people who ended up killing themselves after, and people don't typically kill themselves knowing
they didn't kill themselves
to protect the idea of God.
They didn't kill themselves. I don't know where you're getting this information from.
Well, that did happen. I know that. I know that event happened. I don't know where it's planned at exactly.
You're wrong,
bud.
It's
for a big reason.
You're wrong, bud.
To be for an important reason.
You're not even you're not even accurately recounting. Like, the claim from Christians is that other people killed early Christians, not that they killed themselves.
Why do you think that if a Christian can't recite something, that doesn't make him a more virtuous person? I don't think you understand religion.
I just think it's kind of weird. No, it doesn't. I just think it's kind of weird that y'all believe in something that you know nothing about.
What else is there to believe in? The Almighty. All throughout history,
real things.
Always chased a God.
Non-imaginary friends. That would be a good place to start.
Non-imaginary, but if that imaginary friend, let's say, makes you a happier, more content person, you achieve more,
are we conceding that God
then God is real?
Wait, no. If he's imaginary,
because you believe in something, and then there's results.
No, Kevin. If God is imaginary, then he's not real. Imaginary friends aren't real, buddy.
Well, when people say God saved my life, then that does make him real.
Prove it.
Because people believed in something. I don't have to prove it.
Yes, you do. If you're gonna make the claim that God saves people's lives, it doesn't. That's called that's
because it shows action.
Here, I'll make a statement that proves itself. Your God is imaginary, not real. The statement proves itself. Therefore, God's not real. But Kevin, no offense, I feel like I'm punching down at this point. I don't think you're intellectual.
You don't have any evidence.
Yeah, says the person who says I don't have to provide evidence.
Disagree.
But anyways, Kevin, I feel like I'm punching down at this point. You're an intellectual ant in comparison to me.
Have anything to...
And you, Kevin, I don't have to bring anything to you. It's your job. You're the one making claims. You need to provide the evidence.
I just did.
You didn't. You said it is because it is.
You said it isn't.
I hold the default position that something isn't true until you demonstrate that it is true.
Well, I'm just saying, don't you see how...
Anyways. Marlinator, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And then question number 3, are you a Christian?
I am.
All right, I'm Dalton the Bible guy. Which one of the 3 points on the board would you like to discuss with me?
Let's go with Christianity is false. Let's go with that one.
All right, Christianity is false because Jesus didn't fulfill any prophecies from the Old Testament.
Okay, well, what prophecies would you say?
He didn't fulfill any of them. Not a one.
Okay, Nate, give a few.
It'd be easier if you provide me one that he did.
Well, that's the thing. How about you say one that you think that he didn't provide?
Yeah, he didn't bring
that you think he didn't prove.
World peace. End of all wars. Isaiah chapter 2.
Okay, cool.
Now your turn. Provide one he didn't fulfill.
That he did prove. I mean, that he did fulfill. Okay. Prophecies in the Bible.
What was that?
Obviously, there is.
What was that? I didn't hear it. What you just said. Hello? Are you Googling right now? It's okay, you are. Just tell us. What the fuck is going on today? Anyways, I guess I'll read some super chats.
From at Carissa Whelan with the 20. Bible 20 gifts. Send 20 the Bible guy give memberships. W. Carissa Whelan.
And that's a concession on the part of the last guest. They dropped out. I didn't drop them. How do I... Gee whiz. Christianity. Come on, bring your best on up. Hannah Googler. I heard, was that what he was saying? Was he trying to say into his microphone? Oh, prophecies Jesus fulfilled. They don't realize the response to the pronouns question tells us much more than just pronouns. Facts. R says, I'm not a Christian, but I do think it was possible Jesus was real. I also think Jesus was real. He just wasn't the Messiah. Gee whiz. Make sure to send in those super chats. Remember, your donations are what keep the Bible Guy show rolling. Destiny says he was the Messiah. Well, Destiny, come on up and tell us about the prophecies Jesus fulfilled. I'd love to hear them. It is my job, Shadow, so, you know, yes, I am also trying to get money while doing this. So, there's no secret about that. They're being fulfilled right now. No, they're not. All right, there we go. Next guest. Jackson, I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yo.
Are you at least 18?
Yeah, just take your dildo out and we can have a debate, a real debate.
No, I will not take my dildo out. Now, what pronouns do you go by?
Guy.
Ooh, sorry, guy is not a pronoun in the English language. Try again.
He.
There we go. We got there. Question number 3, are you a Christian?
I'm a gooner, but yeah.
But you're also a Christian.
Yeah.
Seems pretty incongruent, but all right. I'm Dalton the Bible guy. Which one of the 3 points on the board would you like to discuss with me?
So I just wanted to say, like, do you know that one Kanye song that goes like, all my niggas, Yancy nigga,
and goodbye. What a fucking child. Babe, but by the way, Christians, I'm going to assume that this is the best that y'all can do, is what I'm getting right now. J baby, are you at least 18 years old?
Yo.
Are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah, I am.
All right. And what pronouns do you go by?
I go by he, him because I'm not mentally ill.
Well, that will yet to be determined. I mean, if you have an imaginary friend, you might be. Now, are you a Christian?
Yeah, I am.
Then you're probably mentally ill. Now,
Okay.
which of the 3 points on the board would you like to discuss?
Christianity is false.
All right. Christianity is false is because Jesus didn't fulfill any prophecies from the Old Testament. Have you actually read your Bible?
Like that other guy said, can you get your like dildo out of your ass, you know?
Nope.
And like quit sucking on dick.
No, I will not. That's what I like to do in my spare time.
Faggot ass.
Anyways.
Faggot.
Man, guys, okay, there's a picture I got. It's so fucking accurate. Here, I'm gonna pull it up so you guys can see it. It's so funny and so true. Let's see. There we go. Okay. This is so funny. Let's see. Oh, here, how do I make this smaller? There we go. Jesus Christ, why is all my things so fucked up today? All right, let's see. Here we go. Come on, Jesus Christ. There we go. Here we go. Christian who is losing a debate. Slur. Have you ever seen anything more accurate in your entire life than this? It's pathetic. One of these days, I think I might just do a whole stream with a butt plug in. We'll see. I'll have to get a butt plug. You debate childish... No, but well, hey, it's not my fault, Brayden, if all the adult Christians who want to act like adults don't call in. The rest of you are just cowards. If you got a problem with childish Christians calling in, then be a better example. I don't choose who calls in. I just accept calls. But then again, what do you expect when you're talking to people who have imaginary friends as adults? You can 3D print your own plug? That sounds super uncomfortable. Oh, that's weird. For some reason, the super chats weren't showing up for a second, but I'll read them anyway.
From Very Good Wizard with the $2. Here, some money while you're doing this. Oh, thank you so much. And at HLT with the $5 sending me the thumbs up titty. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. And at Endrim with the $2. Keep pounding, brother. We love your work. Hey, love you too. Thank you so much.
All right. We got here Greenfields. Greenfields, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Hopefully we can get through this conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, sir.
Question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
He/him.
And question number 3, are you a Christian?
I think the term Christian has lost its meaning.
Are you a follower of
So,
Jesus and believe that he is the Christ and the Son of God?
Yeah.
All right, then you're a Christian. Welcome to the Bible Guy Live. Which one of the 3 points on the board would you like to discuss with me?
No, I just wanted to come up here and apologize for everyone that's been telling you slurs. I don't think it's right, nor is it correct.
I mean, it's pretty much standard for Christian practice at this point.
Which is why I said at the beginning, I think Christian has lost its meaning.
Well, I mean, sure, the religion is on its decline, and these are the last death throes of Christianity.
Yeah, which it really does hurt my heart. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. It brings me a lot of joy knowing it's at its end. The world will be better off.
It depends. I mean, as all things, there's gonna be the bad, and there's gonna be the few that are good. And I don't have enough information to debate you on this, so I apologize on that behalf. As I recently just started with my faith.
Well, there's still time for you, bud.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Anything else?
What? I can't even ask that. How can I word this? I'm assuming you started off Christian because you mentioned that you read the Bible at a young age.
Oh yeah, I was very Christian for quite some time, and then I read the Bible.
Okay. I'm assuming life experience also led you to be where you are right now.
Only the life experience of reading the Bible.
Oh, okay. Oh, hold on. Someone added me right now. If you're reading the Bible, remember there is no reason not to take it all literally. I agree. Something I also believe in is that Jesus' teachings are a lot smaller compared to what the Bible actually states. I believe that he meant for us to be better people and have a higher moral code, but
in his opinion, perhaps, but I don't think his moral code was all that good.
Jesus or
Jesus.
Okay, what makes you say that?
He once called a woman a dog, right?
And I have my Bible out, so if you could point that out, please.
Absolutely. Matthew chapter 15.
Let's see, 10:45.
Here, I'll pull it up on the screen.
What do you call it? Listen and understand. It is okay.
Verse 21, it says, Jesus left that place and went away to the district of Tyre and Sidon. Just then a Canaanite woman from the region came out and started shouting, "Have mercy on me, Lord, Son of David. My daughter is tormented by a demon." But he did not answer her at all. And his disciples came and urged him, saying, "Send her away, for she keeps shouting after us." He answered, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." But she came and knelt before him, saying, "Lord, help me." He answered, "It is not fair to take the children's food and throw it to the dogs."
I believe, okay, again, this is depending on how you interpret it, right? Which version of the Bible is this?
The New Revised Standard Version, updated edition.
Okay. Now, I'm no scholar, right? As I admitted earlier, I barely started, okay? As far as I understand, there's different words that were used. I believe in this context, it was used to feed them to scraps, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, but in the analogy, who's supposed to be the dog?
Let's see. I believe the dog was referring to the people who's the owners were servants. I don't believe Jesus was outwardly referring to the woman as dogs because in this context, I believe it was
That would be incorrect.
owner.
The children refer to the Israelites. The non-Israelites are the dogs. Jesus said, I came only for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. I only came for the children of Israel, not the Gentiles. And then he says, it is not right to give the food that belongs to the children to the dogs. And then she responds saying, yes, Lord, but even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from the master's table. She's acknowledging that she's a dog. Then Jesus answered her, woman, great is your faith. Let it be done for you as you wish. And her daughter was healed from that moment. So he did feed the dog, but still a dog, he called her.
I believe this was a form of analogy.
Yes, the analogy is that the woman is a dog.
Okay. Is there anywhere else you could point to me where you think Jesus is also a bad person?
Yeah, Jesus told us that we should follow the law of Moses, and the law of Moses says a lot of horrible shit about women being lesser than men. Yeah, you can own slaves, and that innocent women should be put to death.
Shouldn't it have been the Ten Commandments?
No, not just the Ten Commandments. Although the Ten Commandments are still problematic. The 10th commandment says that a woman is the property of a man.
Let's see. And since you read the Bible, can you also point me to where that is?
Exodus chapter 20, verse 17. You shall not covet your neighbor's house, wife, male or female slaves, ox, donkey, or anything that would belongs to your neighbor.
Nor are there any other possessions. This is chapter 66. You said chapter 13?
Chapter 20, Exodus chapter 20, verse 17.
See, because I have the KJV version, and it does not state that. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
Yeah, what is a tell me, what do these objects have in common? House, slaves, livestock.
All possession of men.
So why is a woman listed amongst all those possessions?
Okay. I'm not gonna try to. How can I say this safely? We know at the time that women, well, it's been throughout history where women are considered less than men, which.
Yes, but isn't this coming from God, who's supposed to be all knowing and all good?
But then if we end up going to over here, we see that in the New Testament, we see that Jesus is also challenging this very same authority whenever he lets a prostitute clean his feet with her.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. She's acting like a servant. She's placing herself as lesser than him, and he's allowing her. So that doesn't help at all.
And then we also okay. Anything more scripture you would like to point out?
I think that's sufficient.
That's sufficient. Yeah. It's gonna take me a while to process this.
Alrighty then. Anything else, bud?
No. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Alrighty then. Let me put that down. Green fields. Topic. Jesus. Misogyny. All right. We're gonna bring up the next guest, but first I'm gonna read some super chats. We got here. Let's see.
At Carissa Wheeland with the $50, big W to Carissa Wheeland. And then finally another super chat here from at Ontological Shock with the $5. Hey Dalton, is that your real voice when you read the super chats, or are you using an audio filter? If it's real, you might make a good voice actor. I might make a good voice actor.
Yeah, so this is totally my real voice.
No. It's a voice editor, obviously. Yeah, but it's surprising because I think it sounds fake as fuck. So like I don't know, but you know, if it sounds realistic, then there you go. Love that question, but no, not my real voice. I'm not that good of a voice actor. Dalton can read Hebrew though, so he can read it from the original text if you want. Someone questioning what the text actually says? Yeah, we can read it in Hebrew. It says the same bullshit in Hebrew. All right. Malik Lukman Abdullah Sr. Are you at least 18 years old?
Am I? Yes.
And what pronouns do you go by?
Ask that question again.
What pronouns do you go by?
Male.
Sorry, male is not a pronoun in the English language.
Okay, let's say he.
There you go. And are you a Christian?
No, I am not.
Then why did you call in? Because the topic board is pretty Christian driven, isn't it?
Well, I had a question. I have a question about your headline here. It says the Bible is BS. And my question was, why do you say that?
Because it's full of contradictions, scientific and historical errors. So it's bullshit.
Well, so you're saying all of these characters and information that's written there, where did it come from?
Some of them are made up. Some of them are historical. Like everyone from Adam all the way to Joshua, probably not real people. There was no Abraham, no Moses, etc.
Then another question is, I agree with you wholeheartedly. However,
aren't you Muslim?
I am Muslim.
Then you can't agree.
There's so many.
Then you can't agree with me wholeheartedly because both Abraham and Moses are prophets.
About what you just said about the contradiction, the lies, and some of those people that are fictional. I'll use that, huh?
The Quran also has its own problems, Well,
we weren't talking about that. I'm talking about this statement that here, the Bible. That's what I was asking about. But we can transcend into something else.
I don't really care about talking with the Bible to you. You're a Muslim.
Well, I'm just asking you about the statement. Why do you say the Bible is BS? That's my question. You're extending it to something else.
For the same reason the Quran is BS.
Well, okay, that's what you say.
Quick question. Is there anything wrong with a grown man having sex with a 9-year-old?
Is there something wrong with that?
Yeah.
I get the gist of your question.
Just a yes or no.
I think it is.
Just a yes or no.
I think that first of all, I believe that you're in context of people that reject.
Nope. Just asking the question. Is there anything yes or no? I don't need any other explanation. Yes or no. Is there anything wrong with a grown man having sex with a 9-year-old?
as far as the question, yes, there's something wrong with that. As far as who you are attributing it to,
Was
you got the
Muhammad
same information.
did Muhammad do a wrong
Let me
thing
finish.
by fucking a
Let
9-year-old?
me finish. Let me finish the statement, and
Did
then we can
Muhammad
extend the conversation.
did Muhammad do anything
Okay.
wrong by fucking a 9-year-old?
That's unequivocally incorrect.
He didn't
So
do anything.
you're getting your story from.
Are you saying that
You're
Muhammad
getting your
didn't
story.
fuck a 9-year-old?
I answered that. I said
How old
that is
was
unequivocally incorrect,
Aisha
sir.
when she married Muhammad? Let's see.
Well, it's interesting. You want to
how old does
dance around the question I asked.
how old does Aisha say she was when she had conjugal relations with the Prophet?
That is not factual, and that's not a statement from Aisha. Those are statements from the detractors.
The detractors.
You don't know the life. You don't know the life and the history of Muhammad the Prophet. You get what the naysayers.
I know that he was a pedophile, and also that he was also just an idiot. He thought that sperm came from between the backbone and the ribs.
You can say what you. Where does
sperm come from?
I don't need you. Using me as a sounding board.
Where does sperm come from?
You do not know, sir.
Where
you do not know what you're talking about.
Where does sperm come from?
Whatever you call this.
Where does sperm come from? Where does sperm come from?
You can answer that. You know where it comes from.
You tell me.
Answer that.
According to the Quran, where does sperm come from?
I'm not going to indulge you in something that is factual.
To be clear, when the Quran says that sperm comes between the backbone and the ribs, because Muhammad was just an idiot who didn't know much about anything. And he was a pedophile. Can we get some justice for Aisha stickers in the comment section? There we go. Yeah, hell yeah. Should have brought up my Muhammad picture. You know? Anyways. I really have little to no patience for Muslim callers because, their religions, even though Christianity is despicable, Islam is much more transparently despicable. But he had a flying horse. Yeah. Yeah. Had a flying horse. And he split the moon in half, everyone. Caller can just go off and just keep eating crayons if he wants. Anyways, where's my, here we go. Muhammad was also illiterate. Yeah. Dumb and illiterate, scientifically illiterate. Muhammad thought that Miriam, the mother of Jesus, was the same woman as Miriam, the sister of Aaron. How silly. Did you ever hear of the flying spaghetti monster religion? Yeah, it's pretty funny. Glitter says, he was named after a famous boxer. So there. I got a message here from @SimeonUrchin. I know I just recommended this to Justin, but if you haven't watched Good Omens, you really should. Neil Gaiman is yucky ucky, but you would love the biblical knowledge in playing with Christian mythology. Also, David Tennant is one of the main leads if you needed any convincing. Simeon Urchin, I have watched all of Good Omens. In fact, I just watched season 3 last week, and it was a perfect show. It's so good. Such a good show. Crowley and Aziraphale goals. Have you ever crossed over changes the perspective? No, it wouldn't change my perspective. Because I understand that near-death experiences are, in the brain. Camwise, you want to come up and hang out? I know you're hanging out at the cabin, but So also, some fun fact, some people have near-death experiences, and guess what they see? Nothing. I got a friend who had a near-death experience, and she saw absolutely nothing when she died. Howdy, partner.
Yo, yo.
How's the cabin?
Good. I just came to flex on you really quick. Let me turn my camera on.
Do it, yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Here, let me big screen you so everyone can see the cabin. 1 second.
Well, I'm not showing you my cabin. I'm not doxing myself like that. These are my neighbors.
Oh, okay. It's fine. You can dox your neighbors. I don't care.
Yeah, doxing my neighbors.
Here, 1 second.
But that's not even the best part. The best part's down here.
Let me make it to where TikTok, YouTube can see you too. Let me a second. There we go.
So here we are.
Y'all, Cam has like these neighbors that are basically like millionaires.
No, like definitely millionaires. There's a cabin like 2 doors down from mine that just sold for over $2 million. My cabin's not like that though.
It's nice though. It looks hella nice.
No, I have a nice cabin. It's definitely not like, I'm gonna show you these in a sec.
I love that we're just walking up in someone's backyard.
So here's someone's backyard. This is the public meadow.
Wow. That's like
and
the hills are alive with the sound of music.
Here we go with the multi-million-dollar cabins. Here.
Wow. If it costs $2 million, it's not a cabin. Uh-oh. She might be losing service. There we go.
These are cabins. These are cabins. They're just really expensive ones.
I love that. Oh my God. I would so...
And can you imagine the view they all have at this every day?
Imagine sipping coffee in the morning looking out at that.
Yes. So that cabin right there, it's hard to see when I'm pointing at it. That one just sold for over $2 million.
That's crazy. Someone said what state? Yeah. The state of confusion.
I know, my reception. Here.
Oh, there she is.
And now here's your everybody's favorite gal frolicking through the meadow as I do.
There she is. The hills are alive with the sound of music, are they not?
The hills are alive with the sound of music.
Can we get
singing that song? I'll sing the whole thing.
Pokey says, "Can we get a meadow jig?"
A meadow jig?
Yeah.
Can't believe you had to ask. Hold on.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Love that.
Okay. I did what I came to do. I flexed. I'm gonna go eat lunch now.
Okay. You have fun.
And go shopping.
You girls have a good time.
Bye.
Bye. Y'all, she's my favorite person. 100%. All right. Let's see. Cyber, hey bud.
Hey, so I've got a bit of a spoiler alert for any of those who've been watching The Chosen. Rumor has it at the end of the season they plan on killing off the main character just to have him come back. Just to have him come back next season. Complete waste.
Oh, no one ever stays dead nowadays in media. I swear. No real consequences.
Never. But hey, how's your weekend been?
It's been fantastic. I reached 7,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is exciting.
Nice.
All you lovely people on YouTube, I see you and I recognize you and I love you. Yeah, it's just been great. I'm doing fantastic. I'm loving it. How about you, bud?
This is my day today. Yeah.
Oh, you're at work right now?
Delivering all those lovely packages.
Lovely.
Yeah, I'm just finishing up my break, but I'm gonna hop down, but I'm gonna be listening in.
All right. Have a good day, Cyber. Have fun at work. And I'm delivering this package, everyone. Enjoy. I hope you can unwrap it and have a good time. All right. We're going to bring up the next guest, Zeus O. Zeus O, I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and then we'll get to the conversation at hand. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old? Zeus? Zeus?
Oh, that was an accident.
You're good, brother. Just keep swanning away. All right.
Yep.
Heather, are you at least 18 years old? Heather? Heather? You got a cute dog as a profile picture. I'm going to assume you didn't know you were up here. All right. Evan, are you at least 18 years old?
I am.
And what pronouns do you go by?
I'm a he, him.
And are you a Christian?
I am.
All right, Evan. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. Which one of the topics on the board would you like to discuss with me?
Why do you think Christianity is false?
Yeah, I have no evidence that the Christian God exists, nor did Jesus fulfill any prophecies of Messiah from the Old Testament.
So if there was proof that Christianity was true, you would believe Christianity, right?
I would have to. I would be convinced, and as a result of being convinced, I would have to believe.
So, hold on, let me put this. Do you believe that George Washington was a real person?
Yes, we have writings from George Washington. We have his teeth. We have his clothes. We know exactly where he's buried. We have correspondence signed by people who knew him. We don't have anything like that for Jesus.
But do you have... So the definition of the word proof is meaning that there is no other way. There can be no other way. So there's
That's not what proof means. And also,
Okay,
we wouldn't really use the word proof in this instance. Proof is more of a mathematical term. We would use the term evidence. So we have evidence of this thing, and the answer is yes. We do have evidence that George Washington existed. I also think Jesus existed. He just wasn't the Messiah.
So you base your beliefs off of evidence. So since there's historical evidence that George Washington was a real person, he was one of our founding fathers, you have faith that he was a real life person.
No, faith is a belief without evidence.
Well, there is evidence of Jesus Christ.
I believe Jesus existed. He just wasn't the Christ because he didn't fulfill any prophecies about the Messiah from the Old Testament.
Okay. Well, I can't really go any further with you because I'm pretty uneducated. I got that from, Cliff, the Christian guy.
Yeah, he's horrible. He's very bad at arguing for Christianity.
I just I'm getting into Christianity, so I just wanted to make that argument, but I can't really go any further with it because I don't know. I don't know too much about it at this point right now.
Keep watching the Bible Guy show, and we still have time to get you out of Christianity, bud.
All right. Well, I'm just, I'm doing my research right now. I'm just trying to explore. I've been reading the Bible, and I've been looking on both sides, like of atheists and from Christians, and I'm just trying to I'm trying to find my own.
Fun fact: reading the Bible is what led me.
I guess
reading the Bible is what led me to becoming an atheist.
Why is that?
Because the Bible is filled with contradictions, scientific errors, historical errors. Jesus didn't fulfill prophecy, and it's also just morally repugnant.
Okay. All right. well, yeah, I can't really make any argument here, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing my research, and maybe you'll see me on here in the future.
Yeah. When you have something to talk about, make sure to call in.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, I guess I'll see you around, brother. Have a
See
good
ya.
day.
Don't worry, guys. One of these days, we'll get a Christian to call in who does know the Bible. We got here a Real Deal Renfro. Real, I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions, and then we'll get to the conversation at hand. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, sir.
Question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
I'm just a man.
Sorry, man is not a pronoun.
Yeah.
So what pronoun do you go by?
Continue on with your questions. No, I don't do the pronoun stuff.
Sorry, we don't move on until you answer the question.
My pronouns are always correct.
Sorry, the words always and correct are not pronouns in the English language. I'm either going to determine that you are too stupid for the conversation or too disingenuous. Which one should I assume?
If you cannot handle a simple conversation...
Oh, I can. It seems like you can't.
Well, you're forcing me to use a pronoun. Right, you're forcing me to.
You say that
you're not electing...
You say that as you're using pronouns. You are forcing me.
So would you like to have a conversation, or
I would
would
love
you
to,
like to
but
just force me to...
I would love to, but if you're like disingenuous, why would I want to talk to you?
How is that disingenuous if you're telling me that I must tell you a certain
Would it be disingenuous if I was driving around in the car, looked at you and said, I don't drive cars?
So I am a male.
That is your sex. But I didn't ask for your sex.
This is very odd that you're forcing this to have a conversation.
I'll give you 3 more opportunities to answer, and then I'm just going to drop you. So what pronouns
you
you
can
go
drop
by?
me if you need to. If that is
that will be considered you running, by the way.
Me running is by refuse by
Yes.
by I have to say my pronoun.
Yes. You know how they say at McDonald's,
What are you, a
no
giant
shirt,
baby?
no shoes,
What are you,
no
a giant baby,
service.
dude?
At the same time, the only baby here is the one who's getting all snowflakey over his pronouns.
I'm flaky because I don't play the pronoun game.
Yes, you're being a snowflake.
I just want to make that clear.
What pronouns do you go by?
You're refusing to have a conversation until someone bends to your will.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm just refusing to answer. I refuse to answer. I refuse to have conversations with people who can't answer simple questions. It's as simple as that. You're disingenuous, or you're just too stupid. It's probably both. So, anyways, we're gonna move on to someone who's not a big baby. Man, probably just a bigot. Oh, 100%. Nini Baba, they were 100%. They were a bigot. All right, returning guest, Greenfields. Greenfields, welcome back. You need a baby crying sound? I do have a baby crying sound. I should have used it. I forgot all about it. But anyways, Greenfields.
Yeah, you should.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to say this. Because earlier, Poke said that I could submit some sources, I believe. Someone in the chat said that I could submit some sources.
For what?
Or references. To anything, like, to prove a point or anything you said was false.
Yeah, you can give me sources.
Yeah. Okay. All right. No, I just wanted to make sure. And then how would I be able to show it?
You can just tell me. I have a internet right here.
Oh, okay.
Bogey says, I said nothing of the sort.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I can't go back and forth on my phone.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Yeah. My bad. Give me 1 second, so I'll read you the source real quick, and I'll be back.
This is riveting television, y'all. By the way, it does blow my mind that a few of you do watch me on TV, which is crazy. I'm a TV star, Mom. Look. Anyways,
Okay. Hello.
Yeah. What's your source?
The Cambridge University Press and the HTS Theological.
University Press. Cambridge University Press.
The story about the Canaanite woman.
The Canaanite woman.
The non-Gentile woman.
Non-Gentile woman.
When you refer to Jesus calling her a dog.
Jesus. Dog. All right, what is this supposed to be?
Well, earlier you had stated that there's different I stated that there's different interpretations, but you had stated that this specific interpretation, Jesus was outright calling her a dog. But in Greek,
and
it was a lesser term.
It literally says in this paper, the point of Jesus's analogy is that the proper order of events. Children eat before puppies. Jews receive the benefits of his ministry before Gentiles.
Okay, continue.
The Syrophoenician woman outwits Jesus by arguing that the puppies may eat simultaneously with the children. The interpretive upshot is that Jesus is saying is unlikely to be misogynistic or abusive, based on what? But simply asserts Jewish priority, a priority that admits exception of change. So what dog is, to refer to someone as a dog is not an insult?
I'm just saying to continue.
And that's the end of it. That was the last sentence.
And then,
so what was the point? What was the evidence for this?
HCS, go to the HCS Theological.
All right. HCS Theological. I just typed in the words HCS Theological. Now what?
This one talks about how...
Wait. This one what? I just typed in HCS Theological. Now what? What else do I type in? That's just the Houston Theological Seminary.
The Canaanite woman referring in Korean context.
Canaanite woman.
I'm just pointing it out that it goes ahead and challenges the authority of
a Christian website. Do you think a Christian website would be very favorable towards the idea that Jesus was using a slur? What do you think a Christian... If I ask a Christian if Jesus used a slur, what do you think a Christian's going to say to me?
I'm going to outrightly say yes, but
is a Christian going to be theologically motivated to say that Jesus wouldn't use a slur?
I'm not going to say he didn't outright use it. I'm just going to say that the Greek manuscript states that he was referred to as a puppy in a lesser term. Now, when you say dog...
No, the diminutive for dog here doesn't mean puppy. Diminutive is like to lessen, the lesser something. Like little dog. It's not... They didn't have very positive views of puppies in Jewish culture in the first century. Dog was used repeatedly as a slur in the New Testament. You know, for example, outside are the dogs... in reference to all the sinners.
Mm-hmm.
Now, answer the question I just posed to you. Do you think a Christian source is going to be theologically motivated to say that Jesus wouldn't use a slur?
I would not agree because, I mean, as long as it's pure academic review.
Isn't it the Christian position that Jesus was sinless?
Yeah.
So if a Christian goes into the discussion with the assumption beforehand that Jesus can do no wrong, and then they're presented with a passage where Jesus does wrong, what do you think is going to happen in the mind of that Christian?
Try to disprove it.
Try to disprove it. They're going to engage in what's called cognitive dissonance. What does it say about dogs in Revelation 22?
Give me 1 second and pull up my Bible.
verse 15.
1 second. 1349. You said verse what?
22 verse 15.
22 verse 16. I, Jesus, have sent my angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David. I am the bright morning star.
You read verse 16. I said verse 15.
Oh. For without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. This is the thing. You cannot pick out verses because they all require context. We got to read the entire script. We got to read the entire verse in order to come to an understanding.
Oh, do you think that dogs is used in a positive way in this verse? Do you think there's a context where dogs here is positive?
This is the thing. You could pick out a verse, yes, but each verse requires you to back read the entire.
Can we show any passage in scripture where dogs is being used about someone and it's in a positive manner?
You want to be able to use it at all because it's a dictionary.
No, not in the Bible. In the Bible, can we show any area where the word dogs is being used in a positive way?
I mean, but each time, when Jesus is referring to us as dogs, he's always going to be testing our faith. Each time when we are set a challenge, Jesus is testing us. Now, whenever the girl got tested, Jesus saw how well she did and said, "True are you to your faith."
So here's every instance that I found of the dogs in the New Testament. We have here Matthew 5:17, where Jesus calls this woman a dog. Actually, Matthew 7:16 says, "Give not that which is holy unto dogs, neither cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you." That's negative. Okay. Luke 16:21, and desiring to be fed with crumbs, she fell from the rich man's table. More of the dogs came and licked her sores. Dogs licking sores, not very positive. Philemon chapter 3, verse 2, beware of dogs, beware of evil workers, beware of the concision. That's negative. 2 Peter 2:22, but it is happened unto them because of the true proverb, the dog is turned to its own vomit again. That's negative. And then Revelation 22, verse 15, for without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers. Every instance so far, dogs is negative.
Okay, can we backtrack to the one that dogs return to a vomit? We all know that Jesus speaks in analogies and riddles.
This wasn't Jesus talking.
It was Luke. Matthew.
It's 2 Peter.
Okay. My bad. It was 2 Peter, but these guys are taking the words from Jesus.
Do you no, this isn't a quote from Jesus. Do you think that this quote about a dog is a positive quote?
Okay, now who does Jesus administer to? To the healthy or to the sick?
To the sick. Sick is a I don't know why you asked that. I don't know why you asked that. That wasn't a response to my question. Is dogs being used in a positive? Stop talking over me. Is dogs being used in a positive light in 2 Peter 2:22?
No.
No. Is it being used in a positive light in Matthew 7:6? That's irrelevant. He ministered to the sick. But so what? Okay, that doesn't tell me whether or not the word dog is a derogatory word or not.
Okay.
Stop with the non sequiturs. They ain't gonna help you here. Okay. Is dog a positive term in Matthew 7:6? Give not that which is holy unto dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine. Is it positive or negative?
Give not which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye pearls before swine, lest they trample them underneath their feet and turn again and run to you.
Now, what did we glean by what did we glean by reading it again after I already read it?
Judge not that you not be judged, for with judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with that measure
non sequitur.
Be measured to you again. And why beholdest thou thy mote in thy brother's eye, but considerest not thy beam that is in thy own eye? Okay? Thou hypocrite, first count out thy beam out of thy own eye, and then thou shalt see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye. Give not which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them.
Okay, now is dogs a positive word in this verse?
It's an analogy.
Is it positive or negative?
It's an analogy.
Is the analogy positive or negative?
The analogy is going to be negative because it's
all right. Thank you. The dogs here is negative. Very, very good. Very good. Now read the Philemon chapter 3 verse 2.
Okay. I'm sick. Yesterday.
I grant
2
that.
days ago. No. 2 days ago wasn't the best day, and I had let out a scream, so that's why my voice sounds raspy.
Philemon chapter 3 verse 2.
Okay, hold on. Which one did you say again?
Philemon chapter 3 verse 2.
I'm not finding Philemon, bro.
It's in the Pauline epistles near the end.
Pauline epistles. Is it in the New or Old Testament?
It's in the New Testament.
Okay.
You want me to just pull it up for you?
Yeah, please, because I'm not finding it here.
Yeah. All right.
That's what I'm like.
There we go.
I'm not seeing no Philemon.
Philemon. Or was it Philippians?
I'm not trying to stall Pandora. I'm being honest, because I'm not seeing Philemon. Like, I could read it from top to bottom from the New Testament.
Sorry, Philippians chapter 3 verse 2.
Okay, see, my bad.
But it's on the screen now.
Okay. Now go to the first verse.
Okay. To write the same thing to you is not troublesome to me, and for you it is not. It is a source of steadfastness. Beware of the dogs. Beware of the evildoers. Beware of those who mutilate the flesh. Is dogs positive or negative here?
Okay. Now, what is Paul referring to? Because it states on top of that chapter.
Jesus fuck.
Don't use my Lord's name in vain, please.
Jesus fucking Christ. Answer the question. Is dogs being used here in the positive or in the negative?
He's using it to call us out.
Is it positive or is it negative? Christians are allergic to a straight answer. Why are Christians so allergic to giving straight answers?
He's calling us out. It's negative. It's
negative.
Not meant to be positive.
Okay. It looks like every single instance of the word dog being used in the New Testament is in the negative. So I'm going to assume that's also negative when Jesus refers to the Syrophoenician woman as a dog. There you go. That's my TED Talk.
I love crickets.
You hear them a lot?
No, sadly. In my area, there's not that many.
Anyways, I got a lot of people waiting to come up. You got anything else?
No, that's it, sir. You can go ahead and talk to them. Thank you for your time.
Jesus fuck. All right. Elijah McRae, I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah, bro, I'm 20.
Question number 2, what pronouns do you go by? They're always so put out by the question.
I'm just a regular guy, man.
A guy is not a pronoun.
I'm just a regular man. I'm just a regular dude.
Regular dude is not a pronoun.
Okay, then I don't know what else you want. I don't know what.
Do you not know what? Do you not know what pronouns are?
This guy is so corny, bro.
He, him.
Yeah, he, him, whatever.
There you go. Your friend had an answer for you. Question number 3, are you a Christian?
Yes.
All right, I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. What brings you up to the Bible Guy show?
Bro, so I don't really care what you're. I just want to know why does it matter? Why
does it matter? Why does it matter to you? Why does it matter to you? What matters to me?
I just want to know. It's more I was just curious.
Maybe I just think it's fun.
You based your whole life.
My whole life, no.
Just based off this TikTok.
Nah, just my professional life.
You don't believe in.
Just my professional life. I have a private life that has nothing to do with any of this shit.
So but you never answer my question. Why does it matter?
Because it's fun. Also, Christian nationalism sucks pretty ass.
Okay, that's just your opinion.
Yeah, that's totally your opinion, dude. Anyways, did you have anything of substance to talk about, or did you want to just do meta because no one cares about it?
Bro, what is this? I'm sorry, bro. I can't with you. You are corny.
Yeah, says the guy who came up to crying. By the way, they asked that question because they want me to stop, because what we do is actually absolutely detrimental to Christianity. So they have to sit there and cry about why you do what you do. Sorry, I get paid to do this, and I think it's fun. And I think the world's a better place with less Christians in it. So if we can help people deconstruct, which we have, we'll all be better off. All right. Muslims can't teach. I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and then we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
Question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
I'm a man. I use he.
And then what religion are you?
Truth.
Truth is not the name of any religion I'm familiar with.
Well, that's not my problem. Can we talk now? Let's go.
Well, I don't know what religion you belong to.
I just told you.
That's not a religion.
Says who?
Says me. If you can't.
Okay, so what religion?
Oh, wait,
I believe in the Bible. Let's talk about the Bible.
Here, let me pull this thing out. I totally forgot all about this.
I believe in the Bible.
Let's talk about the Bible. There we go, guys. Got it. Anyways,
let's talk about the Bible.
Well, what are you, Jewish or are you Christian?
I'm not Jewish.
You're Christian.
Jewish? No, I'm not Jewish.
Okay, then you're Christian.
Okay, let's go. I'm a Christian. Let's talk.
There we go. We got there eventually. All right, I'm Dalton the Bible Guy.
Truth is the Bible.
The Bible's not true though, so that's bullshit. Anyways, what did you want to come up and talk about?
Why can't anybody speak without bringing up the Bible?
I like Marvel.
Then why don't you talk about Marvel?
Well, you just said, why can't anyone speak without bringing up the Bible? I just spoke and I didn't bring up the Bible.
Yeah, but your whole thing is I'm the Bible guy.
Yeah, this is my job.
Yeah. So what do you know about this world without using the Bible?
What do I know about the Bible without bringing up the Bible?
No, what do you know about this world without bringing up the Bible?
Oh, gravity's
all
real.
Your information.
Gravity is real. Yeah.
Gravity is real. Okay. How was the Earth created?
Through gravity 4.5 billion years ago, where a star exploded. Star exploded. And planets formed. Through gravity, working on helium and hydrogen.
Through gravity, and how did that make a human being?
Didn't make a human being? Abiogenesis created human beings eventually through evolution.
Biogenesis, yeah. Who told you that?
I'm really not interested in giving you a science class.
Sounds ridiculous.
You're the one who has an imaginary friend.
Because you can't, because you sound ridiculous.
You're the one who has an imaginary friend and you're calling me ridiculous? Why should I believe in the Bible?
Why are you muting me?
Why should I believe in the Bible?
You don't have to. His sheep hear his voice.
Oh, I don't have to?
You don't have to believe.
Thank you for letting me know that I don't have to believe in the Bible. Nice to know that we agree. I'm so fucking tired of the meta bitches coming up here saying, why do you talk about the Bible? Because it upsets you so much, obviously. Slothman. Why are they all so weird? I know it's... Anyway, Slothman, how old are you?
That was not a good. Did you join? I did nothing.
Wow, even your friends realize how a bunch of embarrassment you are. I hope they smart up and leave you. Anyways. POZ, are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
Yeah.
All right, I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. What brings you up to the Bible Guy show?
Specifically, I guess, like I turn to Christianity or just more or less a higher power based on, I mean, I study neurology, so I couldn't quite ground consciousness. So I had to ground it in something that was,
So because you didn't have the answer to something, you just decided to say God?
Not necessarily.
If you leave the screen, I won't be able to hear you.
My fault. I don't know what that was. What's it called? Yeah, no, not necessarily. I'd say because it's more rational to believe that it came from something.
Yeah, consciousness comes from the brain.
Not necessarily like how it comes, but like more of the why.
There's no why. That's not a coherent question. The only coherent question to ask about consciousness is not why, but how.
Okay, then let me ask you. How do physical interactions, how are they intrinsically experiential?
Yeah, through sense, we have sense organs that take in sense data, and then our brain computes that sense data.
They take in sense data?
Yeah. So, for example, light bounces off of objects, and then that goes through my eyes. That's the sense organ. The sense data would be the light bouncing off the object. The sense organ would be the eye. And that the light travels through and that gets like interpreted by the brain.
Do you understand the question I asked you?
Yes. Did you understand
That
the
did
answer
not
I
answer
gave
the
you?
question.
It did.
The answer was shit. It was actually terrible.
It wasn't.
No, it was terrible.
It wasn't.
It was, because it had nothing to do with the question I asked.
The lie detector determined that was a bullshit response.
Intrinsically experiential.
What does that even mean?
Are you that stupid you don't understand what that means?
I don't think it's a real
Lord have mercy.
It's not a meaningful statement.
It's not my fault.
Are you one of those Philbro?
It's not my fault.
Wait a minute. POS. Are you one of those Philbro unfuckables?
What is it, my fault you don't understand philosophy?
Oh, so you are a Philbro unfuckable. Well, in that case, I'm going to bring up the Philbro timer. So anyways, this is the Philbro timer. The Philbro timer is for Philbro unfuckables such as yourself.
I really don't give a shit. Answer the question.
Yeah, anyways, so you're going to listen to the Philbro rule book.
Yeah, you're going to answer the question.
The Philbro rule book.
Why are you running?
Number one, I'm not running yet.
Why are you running from the...
I'm reading.
You're running.
Point number one is you must talk at a measured pace. 2, if you use technical jargon, that jargon must be explained. Number 3, explain to me like I'm your grandmother because I'm not the philosophy guy. Number 4, your goal, and this is important for you. You're already teacupping. And this is important for you because I can get this already from you. Your goal in this debate must be to persuade me not to win a debate. I can get the sense though that you're just here to try to get a W. If that's your goal, then get the fuck out. And then number 5, you have 5 minutes, and that starts. And he ran away. Oh no, Bible guy was holding my feet to the fire. Just another guy. By the way, guys, we don't call them incels anymore. We call them unfuckables because that's what they are. Anyways, we're gonna read some super chats and then we'll bring up David next. Let's see.
At Bazooka the Goat with the £5. Hello, Governor. You and Justin were key to my final steps of deconstructing. If Jesus didn't fulfill prophecy, then I'd be wasting my time.
That is absolutely accurate. If Jesus didn't fulfill prophecies from the Old Testament, that he's not the Messiah, and Christianity is false. It's a sad thing that no Christian has yet provided us with a prophecy from the Old Testament that Jesus actually fulfilled. You know, well, not really all that sad. I don't give a shit.
And then at Carl Rhymes with the $5, I deconstructed things to these channels. And the reason I support these channels is to stop Christian nationalism. I do not want Handmaid's Tale IRL.
Facts. W to Carl Grimes with the based position. I guess David's not here anymore, so we'll talk to Eli. Oh no, wait, David is here. My bad. Here, I'm going to drop you real quick, Eli, because I promised David. You're more than welcome to request back up, Eli. Okay, David. I'm going to ask David 3 questions, and we'll get to the conversation. David, are you at least 18?
Wait. I just had a question, please.
Well, you can ask your question after we get done with the preliminary questions.
Okay, sorry.
Are you at least 18?
Yes.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
No, I am an atheist as well.
Oh, okay. What brings you up, David?
Okay. I just wanted to ask you a question because, you know, you seem knowledgeable. I just wanted to ask you, like, what your thoughts are on, like, Islam's perspective of Jesus.
They think that Jesus wasn't even crucified, which I think is historically inaccurate. Besides that, I mean, they're just building on the myths of Christianity.
Oh, okay, thank you. I just wanted to know because, like, you know what, like, they see as him, like, they still respect him and all this, but, like, yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah, Muhammad was just, he was listening to Jews and Christians in the marketplace, and then he had a mental breakdown, or he's a con man. Either way, he used that information to build his religion.
All right, man. Thank you.
Have a good day. All right, Eli, I'm going to ask you 3 questions, then we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
All right. Question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
Guy, him.
He, him.
Him.
There we go. And question number 3, are you a Christian?
Yes. Yes.
Your friend doesn't need to answer for you. Eli, I'm Dalton the Bible guy. What brings you up to the channel?
We just wanted, well, me and my friend are here. We just wanted to know a little bit about, like, what your beliefs are. Like, are you an atheist? Like, what do you believe? My bad, gang. We didn't see that. My one friend had a question. Oh, yeah. Where do you go when you die, bro?
Probably a cemetery.
Like your soul. Like your soul.
Oh, I don't have one. Well, my souls will be buried with me. They'll be in my shoes, and that's where they'll be also.
So, like, why do you believe that? Like, why do you think that?
Well, I believe that my souls will be buried with me because souls are in the bottom of my shoes, and generally when they bury you with shoes on.
No, they don't. Oh my god. Like, so you think it's just gonna be a black screen? Is what you're saying when you die?
No, a black screen would still be something.
Like, what do you think? Like, it's like you're trying to get out of the questions. Like,
no, I'm not getting out of the question.
Like, the souls of your shoes.
Here, I'll answer your question. What happens to us after we die is the same thing that your elbow sees.
Oh my.
That's
that's a crazy.
What's the point of life then? Like,
well, I think it's to have fun, have sex, have good times while you can.
Who created us?
That's why you're a fat loser at the desk.
That was a Christian, by the way, everyone. That was probably a Christian in the background using body slurs. You know what they say. But anyways, but what was the question before your friend said something really stupid?
How do you think we were created?
Oh, my parents had sex. That's how I was created.
How do you think they were created?
Same thing. Yeah.
How do you think to be like everything started?
Yeah.
Humanity. How was humanity
Yeah,
made?
humanity.
Oh, we evolved. Yeah, from other species.
From what?
Homo erectus.
How did that species evolve?
Through the process of
Like,
natural
start with
selection. Are you just wanting
Like
to
from the
skip?
very beginning.
Okay, there is no beginning. The universe has
No,
always
I'm just
existed
trying to
as
get
far as
your-
I can. The universe has always existed as far as I can tell.
Understand you. It's like I need like actual proof, not just say like, "Oh, this happened."
Well, no, I need proof. I need proof.
There's a creator, like,
This
how-
show. Chill out, bud. This show isn't about me making you into proving atheism to you. It's about you proving Christianity to me. I don't need to give you any proof. I'm not convinced that. Okay, provide evidence for that.
Bible.
The Bible's the claim, not evidence. Prove that the Bible's true.
You ever read it?
Well, I am called the Bible guy.
So wait, yeah, why are you called the Bible guy if you don't believe in it?
Because I know the Bible better than you do.
I'm sorry. That's so dumb, bro. Get this guy out of here.
You never like I don't know what Bible you're reading.
It's just a bunch of jackass kids sitting around in a circle jerking each other off. It's so funny.
No, we're just talking to somebody.
Dude, you probably get off this and like, because you don't have God in your life.
Yeah. Oh my God, I don't have God in my life, so it's so sad. Oh my God, I just roll around naked on a pile of money. So sad. But anyways, did you have anything of substance to say now?
It's crazy that
Two dot says ain't a woman in sight. Yeah. Anyways, boys, y'all have anything of substance to say to me?
You're a tough one. It's
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why you think like that. Like,
yeah, it doesn't really make sense.
I don't know why, if it was the way you were raised or.
I was raised Christian.
So what?
Yeah, like what happened there?
Yeah, what happened?
Oh yeah, I read this book over here, and it made me into an atheist. This book right here.
What version is that?
This is the version. The version doesn't matter. I just mean I read the Bible. I ended up learning to read Hebrew.
I think it does matter.
Well, I learned to read the original Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek.
You are so full of it.
Really?
Come on.
Can you read Genesis 1:1 to me in Hebrew?
Yes. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
Here, use your big boy ears. I said, I said, Bereshit bara Elohim et hashemayim ve'et ha'eretz ve'ha'eretz hayata tohu v'vohu ve'ruach Elohim merekefet al penei hamayim.
So you read the Bible, all right? Like, what in the Bible is like? I don't. This is like, when the Bible make you not want to believe this stuff.
Well, the
like,
flat
what
Earth
part of it was like,
the flat Earth stuff was pretty silly.
Doesn't the Bible say something about curvature?
No.
I don't think it says anything about flat Earth.
Yeah, it calls the Earth a circle. What is a circle?
I don't know. Do you ever ask yourself that?
I mean, did y'all pass pre-K? Do you know the difference between a sphere and a circle?
So why are we even talking about that?
I mean, you asked about the Bible talking about flat Earth, so I'm giving you evidence, bud.
You did.
You brought it up.
Yeah, you said, why don't you believe in the Bible? I said the Earth is flat. You said it says something about curvature, which y'all wouldn't know anything about curvature. You probably never touched a woman.
Okay, so
You've never touched a woman. But yeah, what is a circle? Is a circle flat, or is it sphere, or is it three-dimensional?
It's flat.
Does the Bible describe the Earth as being a sphere or as being a circle?
Okay, so but how come every other single planet is a sphere?
Gee whiz, that wasn't an answer to my question.
Well, if you let me talk.
I didn't ask about the other planets, bud. I believe that the Earth is a sphere and that the planets are spheres. But the question was, Eli and friends, what does the Bible say the shape of the Earth is?
He was literally going to answer your question. All you do is interrupt people.
Nunya says, does hugging their mommies count as touching a woman? I mean, maybe. Now, Eli, what does the Bible say? They're getting absolutely fucking roasted right now. It's so funny. So, Eli and friends, what does the Bible say the shape of the Earth is? So embarrassing.
Go ahead.
Oh, to be 20 and dumb, young, dumb, and stupid again, you know? Anyways.
Explain to me why you think the Earth is flat.
I don't think the Earth is flat. The Bible thinks the Earth is flat. That's why I don't. That's why I don't. That's why I don't believe in the Bible, bud.
We got the circles, all right. And then you said circles are flat. All right, keep going.
And the Bible says that God sits above the circle of the Earth, not the spheres. The circle. Circles are flat, right? And if the Bible says the Earth.
Christianity.
Is that really their best response? That was, by the way, that wasn't that wasn't a response, by the way, to the thing I just said. That was you obfuscating because you have no rebuttal.
That whole statement.
That whole verse. So no, but like I'm laughing because you just said that the reason why you don't believe in Christianity is because of that verse.
Oh, I don't believe in Christianity because Jesus didn't fulfill any prophecies from the Hebrew Bible. Therefore, he's not the Messiah.
Okay.
Can you elaborate?
I mean, I thought that was self-explanatory, but all right. In the Hebrew Bible, there are prophecies about the Messiah. Jesus didn't fulfill any of them. Therefore, not the Messiah. Have you boys read the Bible?
Bro, no, I mean, we absolutely have. It's just you're such a cornball, bro. I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
So what prophecy did Jesus fulfill? No one gives a shit. No one gives a shit. No one gives a shit what you think, Eli. I got 11.7 thousand people that love me, and you got two guys in the corner jerking you off right now. Now, Eli, what prophecy from the Hebrew Bible did Jesus fulfill?
Hold on.
What if you die? All right.
Wow.
And you go
That's a nice
to
one.
hell.
I don't remember that being a prophecy from the Hebrew Bible. What if you die and go to hell?
That's not what he said.
What if you die and go to hell? Like, because it turned out you were. What if it turns out that Islam is true?
I have faith.
Yes, sleep with an underage girl.
I'm saved.
I
by
agree,
God.
but if it turns out Islam is true, then you boys are gonna burn in hell with me.
But that's a whole nother debate about that.
If Judaism is true, by the way, if Judaism is true, and Jesus isn't the Messiah because he didn't fulfill prophecy, which you guys didn't even address because you can't, then you guys are also going to burn in Gehenna for like worshiping a man as if he were God. No one gives a shit that you have faith. Faith is the belief without evidence. Faith is gullibility.
Bro, this guy. No disrespect, bro. You're kind of dumb.
I know. I know, boys. All you've got are ad hominems, and you have given me no real rebuttals to anything that we've said.
Because your things are so dumb, bro. I'm literally laughing at you.
I think the only dumb people here are the three jackasses who've refused to actually engage with any of the things that have been said to them because you don't have any real rebuttals. Because y'all have given a cursory glance at the Bible while your priest was butt fucking you on Sunday afternoon. But anyways, we've had fun, absolutely embarrassing you, children, and we'll think for you, Eli. Y'all have fun with your orgy. How embarrassing! God damn, I really laid it into them. All right, hopefully we can get some actual contenders to come up and talk to us. Man, Real Deal Renfro, welcome back to the live. What brings you back up?
So, just kind of listening to that conversation, you had talked about the point in life is to have sex and
have fun.
What else was it?
Have fun and live life. Love your friends. Love your family. That's the point of my life.
And so, like, do you aim for any morality, like, besides your own?
Yeah. I try to work towards the fairness and well-being of as many people as I possibly can.
Towards the fairness of what was it? Sorry.
The fairness and well-being of as many people as I possibly and reasonably can.
Okay, and so like, Is this just your own interpretation of morality that you kind of try to fulfill?
Yes.
And you're not going off of any structure or foundation?
The structure and foundation of well-being and fairness.
Well, I mean, that's kind of subjective, would it not be?
No. It's objectively not in accordance with the well-being of an individual to cut their head off. That's objective.
I would agree with that. This is kind of like a, and we don't have to go super deep into this particular subject, but this is a controversial one that that does come up, and where you kind of have people that are split. Some people that it is immoral to trans a kid and give them drugs and surgery, and some people think that it is moral.
No one gives surgery to minors. Minors don't receive bottom surgery until at least they're 18, and there's nothing immoral about giving children a gender affirming care. It's better to have trans kids than dead kids, I say.
Well, now you just made the claim that it is not immoral, right?
Yeah.
Now that's your subjective opinion.
Yeah.
Now, we also have people that would contest that and say that it is immoral.
Based on what?
So now you're just going off of your own personal preference, correct?
Yeah. Now,
do you think the world should just now subdue to your personal preference?
Sure, why not? Unless you can provide us with some sort of objective standard, but I've never heard a Christian, not a single Christian, ever provide evidence for there being any objective morals. The best they can do is tell me how much they don't like subjective morals, which isn't really an argument for objective morals.
Well, the whole foundation of objective morality is to have aim at something, right? The goalpost.
I have an aim. I have an aim.
Well, you have your own personal aim, right?
Yeah, but it's still an aim.
Well, of course, but if each individual person had their own aim, which I think that's what you think, right? That each individual should aim.
A lot of my friends share the same goal: fairness and well-being. Put a 1 in the comment section if your goal is also fairness and well-being.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I think that's fair. I think that's totally fair. But at the same time, fairness and well-being is very vague in that, once again, I just gave an example of why that can be a treacherous slope. Because, once again, some people like yourself think that it's totally fine to drug kids.
We give drugs to kids all the time. If you have a kid that has cancer, will you not give them the proper drugs for chemotherapy?
Well, is chemotherapy saving their life?
Yes.
And is stunting their puberty? Sorry about that.
Saving their life, yes.
Is that a 100% fact, or is that just a subjective opinion? Because
it's 100%
a lot
fact.
of people.
These kids are end up going. A lot of these kids end up killing themselves, don't they?
Okay, so what you're saying is it's a 100% fact, which means if they do not receive the care, they will kill themselves.
Oh no, there's or likely to. Scientific Snitch, welcome to the live, and this is my science expert on this. So go ahead, Snitch.
Well, it's not just I'm not an expert in regards to being an oncologist. However, I am a researcher, and I directly do research on specifically cancer currently. So I am pretty well informed in this field, and that's just my background. So I'm a graduate student, and I'm pursuing my master's and then PhD. So that's just my qualifications here for that, and I've been doing research for over 2 years. Now, as far as cancer research goes, there's been a study on the comparison between conventional, which is chemotherapy, and then alternative medicines in regards to cancers, the survival rate for cancer patients. And those who opted out of chemotherapy had up to over 5-fold increased risk of mortality. And we know this because cancer is very treatable with current chemotherapies and immunotherapies, and opting out of those therapies to try to quote unquote heal the cancer on your own just does not work unless you're the 1 in a million person who has a spontaneous remission, which is just random chance and luck. And it does not actually have any kind of repeatable and reliability in regards to whether or not your child will unalive. So you are taking a significant risk by opting out of chemotherapy. And it doesn't necessarily, yes, you're going to in some way have some side effects, but I guarantee you that the side effects of chemotherapy are 100 times better than not having your kid at all, because your kid had a metastases that ended up taking their lives.
I don't think that's even up for debate on chemotherapy. I'm not quite sure why that. But that's not really the conversation at hand. Like, of course, chemotherapy can help a child, but I'm saying giving a child hormone blockers and Lupron, right, which chemically
That
castrates
might
them.
be, yeah, that might be necessary if we're talking about a gynecological or a breast cancer that occurs in, let's say, a teenager with a BRCA2 mutation.
No,
That's a
no,
very
no. We're not.
common cancer
I'm not
mutation that can
even.
result in breast cancer. And if
Perhaps,
you have something
but
that's
you keep going
HER2
on
positive,
cancer. That's not. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking
yeah,
about giving kids
yes,
Lupron
hormone
to gender
blockers.
affirm them.
Yeah, so
How
would
does
you be
that? He said it's a 100%
To be clear,
necessary to save their life.
it is absolutely necessary. If we, it's either that or dead kids. Which one do you want? Dead kids or
No, no,
trans
no.
kids?
So what? Just to make sure, what you're claiming is that if you don't give them Lupron, they will kill themselves. Now you have to provide the proof
To
of
be
that.
clear, not every trans kid is going to kill themselves, but the likelihood of them
Exactly.
killing themselves is going to be lessened significantly.
Well, that's a very
if we
different.
give them
That's very
gender
different from
affirming care.
100%.
So wait. Before we move on, would you be against having your, like, let's say a child who is being severely bullied because they have gynecomastia, which is a naturally occurring condition in men where they start to grow breast tissue? Would you be against them removing that gynecomastia if they're being severely bullied?
Of course I would. Yeah, we would look into.
Wait, you would be against that?
That would be the last option, the very last option.
So
right?
you would be against removing unnatural, like, you would be against removing naturally growing breast tissue that should not necessarily be there in a normal condition?
Well, okay, so if you're saying that we must make appearance standards according to society and what society says should be good, then is that what you're aiming for? Like we have to just cut
No, I'm
our
not
bodies
saying,
up
I'm not
to
saying
make
that
our
you
bodies look
have
good?
to, I'm not saying that you have to abide by it, but what I'm saying is it would be the right thing to do if that child is
Well,
suffering.
that's
Like, for
subjective.
example,
That's subjective, though. That's
well,
your
I
personal
can speak on
opinion.
I can speak on this as somebody who has had
But
over 6 surgeries because I've got
yeah,
hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's
okay.
diagnosed. I've had my ribs slip out. I've
Oh,
had multiple bunions on my feet. My family is really heavily, like, they're religious and they're against anesthesia. So I never got these surgeries when I was a kid, and I nearly had my entire college experience uprooted and my graduate career ruined because I had to get so many surgeries. So you would rather hold off on it because you're against it personally, even though your child is suffering. Am I correct?
just to make clear, I mean, your specific situation is that you were in physical pain 24/7, and then you elected to go through
No,
the
not
surgery
physical
even.
pain 24/7, just
Oh,
a lot of
I'm
my
just,
joints
I
were
don't
starting to
understand.
go. So for
Okay.
example, the joints on my toes, they were starting to turn in because I have very hypermobile joints. So it's not something that's entirely necessary, but in the same way that some parents opt to have their kids have braces, like my parents just opted out of, like, investigating these areas of my health in order to get me the surgeries for these conditions. And in the same way, like, if you have a child who's being bullied with gynecomastia and you
Okay.
have a very painless, a very harmless, like, the risks of the surgery versus the benefits in regards to their mental and physical health, because let's be honest, mental health is in a way physical health, especially when we're talking about bullying.
Okay.
So
Well,
something that would
just
benefit both them mentally and physically, you're against that, but, like, let's say
just
forcing your kid to
if
get,
I
like, braces, that's not something you're against?
okay, just so I can jump in here because there was quite a lot. Because there's a lot of subjective feelings because suffering does build character, 100%. And I understand that a lot of people want to have.
Can you build character if you're dead?
Explain further.
The kids who are trans, who don't receive gender affirming care, who end up killing themselves.
What's the percentage of that, please? Give me the statistics on that because you said 100%. If they don't get the drugs, they will die. Now you change it up.
No, it's not 100%.
I agree.
But
It's
we,
not 100%.
but we
so
do
give me the
know
stats
that
on it.
We do know that, like, when it comes to people who are like receiving gender affirming care, that
Don't give me broad
93% of
statements. Give me specific.
transitions, yeah, 93% found
93%.
transition
Where are you
improved
getting
well-being.
that from?
Yeah, I got a paper here given to us
Okay.
from my friend Jovan Bradley. Let me
Okay.
see. Let me see.
93%. And by the way, this is
from
the,
Cornell University. What does
okay,
the
go on.
scholar research say about the effect of gender transition on transgender well-being? And it shows that we have 93% have increased well-being as a result of receiving gender affirming care.
Okay, you know, that's actually, thank you for providing a study that actually has some weight to it. Now, there's obviously experts that disagree because now we look at every single country outside of Canada, I believe is the last one, ban surgeries and drugs for minors. Is that correct or incorrect?
They ban drugs for minors?
No.
No country has done that.
Transitioning.
Also, what?
Lupron.
So wait, if a little girl develops like
I'm not
breasts way
looking
too
for.
early,
Hold up. Pause.
then they
Pause.
don't allow.
I'm asking.
Wait, no.
I'm
I
asking
need some
whether or not.
I need some clarification here. Are you saying that these countries are not allowing like little girls, for example, who develop breasts way too early in life, that they don't allow for breast reduction surgery?
Let me just ask a question again, because maybe you're not understanding. Did every single country in the world except for Canada ban transition surgeries and transition drugs
I don't
for
know.
minors? Then please look it up.
And I don't know, but neither do I care, because the studies demonstrate. But the studies, because I don't care, because the studies demonstrate that we have an improved sense of well-being for these children.
So this is not true. Also, this is not true. So there's
So what
countries with
countries still do?
yeah.
What
So
countries still do?
Finland, Sweden, Norway, France.
They all banned it.
And huh?
They all banned it.
No, they didn't. It's under restricted clinical access, which basically means that even though it's basically under strict guidelines, meaning that you need it in research settings or exceptional cases. So it's not right out banned. And just it should be mentioned that in the EU they have a different way of doing things where they outright ban basically everything, and then they systematically go through the literature over time in order to release bans off of those things, which I honestly disagree with, because they don't actually, when it comes to, like, for example, with the FDA specifically, and this is just a very commonly cited thing, ingredients in food, when it comes to like doses, instead of providing like a specific limit for specific ingredients and doing the research on like harm reduction, they just outright ban the ingredient regardless of whether or not it's actually harmful at the dose that it's provided in. So like when we're talking about the EU versus the US, there's very different ways in which things are done. One is hazard, I believe it's like hazard elimination or something like that, and then we work on like risk reduction based off of actual data and dosages. And currently there is no data to suggest that puberty blockers like in children and in adolescents are going to have a significant impact on their ability to grow up afterwards. So it doesn't appear as though that there's significant issues here.
So the whole point of what I was saying is that multiple countries have, if not banned completely, then like you said, made it extremely, extremely difficult in extreme supervision, when it used to be to where if you just wanted to, like in America, if you just wanted to go in and get that with parental consent, you could just do that.
Can't. No, you can't. No, you can't.
Kaiser
No.
was sued.
That's wrong. That's
You have
wrong
to
in
follow
the
the
US.
you have to
That
follow
is
the
wrong in the US.
you have to follow the W path.
Kaiser was sued for doing double mastectomies on children and giving them Lupron.
So in America, we have to follow the W path. You have to show you that you're consistent, insistent, and consistent,
with
insistent.
parental consent.
Yeah, what's wrong with
As long as
that?
you have-
What's wrong with that?
Well, here's my point, right? Is that there's people, going back to the whole morality foundation. You said 93% is good, right? That say that through the I forget which university you said,
Cornell,
stating that this is Cornell, saying this is fantastic, but then multiple countries have now banned it, which contradicts that experts can be wrong, right? Experts
Well,
said that lobotomy
show
was.
us the peer-reviewed literature that contradicts the one I just
Just so
brought to
you
you.
know, this had nothing to do with trans individuals. The double mastectomies lawsuit that you're talking about was specifically on breast cancer risk and so here, let me specifically discuss this. So the lawsuit focused on Prempro and Premarin Provera, which was widely prescribed to millions of women in the 1990s and early 2000s to treat menopause symptoms. So we're
That's not
talking
the one
about
I'm talking about.
postmenopausal women.
No,
So then
that's
provide me
not
with
the study. That's not
yeah,
the study
which
that I'm
one was
talking
it?
about.
Because this was the
Obviously,
most recent.
I cannot look at my like I can't research it because I'm on this app. But
Because it also
Pfizer.
should be mentioned that minors cannot receive gender affirming care without like approval from a psychologist.
Well, Colorado, what was it, about 3 years ago, made it 15 years or older, right up until the day before you're 18, can come from neighboring states without parental consent to get drugs or top surgery.
I don't know if
That's
what you're
without
saying is true.
That's so not true.
Just please fact check me.
Yeah,
Look
I'm
at
fact
like
checking right now.
2021 or 2022.
You said 2021, right?
Around that area. Maybe 2021, 2022, maybe 2023, right around that area.
Where's the source for this?
You know that if I give you the source, I'll have to exit out, or at least pause this. And I assume from your silence that you are seeing something along those lines.
I'm seeing.
No, I'm trying to find it.
I'm seeing no.
Yeah, I'm saying like they do need permission. Yeah, it's highly restricted. I'm not seeing anything here that says that gender affirming care may be given without
Can you give me 1 second?
parental consent.
Is that okay or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thanks. Hold on.
God damn it! Wasn't for Jovan being on the line right now, I would have had him on already. Let's see. Discusses Colorado's legal dispute over transgender care, but it's just transgender care for minors.
Gender care minors, Colorado. What was I gonna look up? Without psychologist.
I see Colorado.
Yeah, it's strictly prohibited without psychological evaluation. Mandatory for a minor seeking care. I'm not seeing anything here that says that.
Dalton, I'm trying to get. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Sorry to snitch. I don't think it is. I'm trying to get. We have someone in the community who is a gender affirming care doctor in Colorado by chance. So I'm trying to get him on the line to pop by. I'm not sure if he's online right now, but from what I know, that's what he said is completely false. In my conversations with this person, he's a psychiatrist in Colorado. So just trying to get a hold of him.
Yeah, what's their name?
They go by Lucian on here right now.
Lucian Vellum?
Yep. He's a psychiatrist in Colorado who provides gender affirming care.
So it's emancipated minors are allowed to do it.
Oh, they're emancipated.
15 and up. Well, they're still 15, but they're minors.
They don't need a parent's consent because they're emancipated.
Well, once again, my point is they're a minor and they're able to get it.
But also, apparently I have an expert coming in who thinks you're full of shit.
That's okay.
But where's your source?
It's not, I'm not, okay.
Also, just so you know, even if they're emancipated, I still saw that it's still with psychological evaluation. So again, you still need to be seen by a doctor. You still need to be evaluated, and you still need to have the proper tests and examinations done to even receive treatment. So my point still stands, is that you can't just willy-nilly walk into a doctor's office and ask for puberty blockers without any psychological evaluation. That was my point. Is like, puberty blockers, generally speaking, are safe and effective at what they're doing. They are
That's a
reversible,
vague
and it's not
subjective
an issue.
opinion. That's a vague
But it's
subjective
not.
opinion.
All you've
It's
got.
not subjective.
Okay,
It's also
okay.
harm
To be
people.
clear,
That's
to be clear,
biological.
to be clear, real. You've yet to provide any sort of objective, anything in this conversation. Your entire the whole reason we got on this trans thing in the first place is because you have a huge problem with subjective morals, and you've yet to provide any evidence for the existence of objective morals.
Touche. I will give you that. I said from the beginning, I don't want to go too deep into the whole trans thing, and now we've really gone into that. The whole point was you said, for your own personal opinion, that it is okay and moral to give drugs to children.
Yes,
There are
because I
people that
don't want dead
completely-
kids.
Okay, I get it. And you said it's 100% a fact that if you give them those drugs, it will save their life.
I'll say
But
this.
we've already,
I will say this. It is you are less likely to get dead kids if you give them gender
There you
affirming
go.
care, and I don't want dead kids. Can you provide evidence for an
That's not-
objective moral standard now?
Okay, objective morality comes into where you're reaching the goal of rules set upon you. That is not your personal opinion, right?
I have goals that I set upon myself that I achieve.
No, and that's totally fine. Everyone can have goals, but when everyone has their own subjective opinion, like
But
you
no,
have your own subjective
again, can you give it an argument for objective morals that isn't just, well, if you go by a subjective opinion, then this is the consequence of it. I want a positive argument for the existence of objective morals.
So that would be the Christian ethics, right?
Christian ethics aren't objective.
Yeah. Are an objective? Or they are not an objective.
They're not objective. They come from God.
Well, it's the whole goalpost objective morality, right? You're reaching the objective.
What do you think the word?
Aim toward?
No, that's not what objective means in objective morality. Objective means that it's stance independent. Subjective means that it's stance dependent. As long as you have an agent that has a mind and a stance, and the moral framework is coming from that moral agent, it is a subjective moral statement. The only way that Christian ethics can be objective is if they exist even independently of God's own positions.
So the way I've always viewed it is that you can reach the objective moral, like through a set of morals that are listed from God, that are not your own. Because every time you stray from and go into your own personal perspective, well, I feel like I just want to disregard what this
You're
says.
conflating two different meanings of the word objective. In social and moral discourse,
So it cannot.
in moral discourse, objective means stance independent. It's not about reaching an objective. That's a different definition of the word objective.
Okay, can you just kind of explain to me in layman's terms the stance that you were saying? Because I don't fully understand. By the way, I am trying to understand everything as much as I can as well.
Subjective means that the moral statement is stance dependent. It's dependent on a mind and upon a subject that is given the stance. Objective means
so like your own personal.
That it is independent of any individual or any subject's stance or mind.
So like the 10 Commandments, correct?
The 10 Commandments are God's subjective stance. Therefore, they're subjective. They're God's stance.
Real, if I were to ask you the question, does something become good because God commands it, or does he command things because they're good?
Ask it one more time, sorry.
Does something become good once God commands it, or does he command things because they're good?
Fantastic question. Because I know in the Old Testament, God commanded things that we would perceive to be not good, right? And part of the New Testament definitely contradicts those, such as sacrificing animals. And
Yeah, like I'm just asking, like, look, if God commands something, does that thing become good because he's commanded it, or does he only command the things that are good?
Yeah, that's that would be on the personal subjective opinion of the individual. Which
So
then
it's a dichotomy. It's either the case that he commands things because they're good, or it's the case that he or things become good once he commands them. Now the problem, look, if you're not willing to commit yourself to an answer here, because you're either not willing to defend that position, or you just don't know, that's fine. But the problem
Yeah,
is
more
that
on the
either
don't know.
what?
More on the don't know. But
Okay,
continue.
well, it's either the case that if he commands things because they're good, then morality is extrinsic to God. He's not the source of it. He doesn't decide what is good.
Uh-huh.
There is a feature of the universe or of reality that is good, and he just commands those things. He helps us get there, right? Which means he's not the grounding of goodness. Now, on the other hand, if things become good once he commands them, then goodness is arbitrary, and it is certainly subjective because it's indexed to his preference or his stance.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, I mean, if it's the case that you hold the former, right, that morality is just a feature of reality and he commands that good things exist, well, then we could just hold the same position. And then you can't hold, this notion that God gave it to us is irrelevant.
Very true. And I totally agree with you on that standpoint, to where if we're aiming at things that we perceive to be good and we think they are good, then we are leaning into subjective stances. And
no, it's the truth maker of the proposition. Look, if we have a proposition like the moon exists, right? The truth maker of that proposition is not someone's position on it or opinion or stance, right? There's an objective feature of reality. The moon does exist, so it doesn't matter if you have an opinion about it existing or not. There's an objective feature. The truth maker is not a stance. Now, alternatively, the statement like I like ice cream, that's only made true because of the stance I have. And what we're saying is that moral propositions are made true by stances. We have stances toward propositions. And even in your view, I do believe that morality is subjective because it's indexed to God's preferences. God has the preference that, like, I don't know, kicking puppies is wrong, so therefore it's wrong.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, okay, my viewpoint on the goalpost objective morality is incorrect, and that was never meant to be that way. Like if you're aiming towards something, like let's say you're mad at someone that did something to you, and your first inclination is maybe to punch them in the, because you're grounding yourself in something bigger than your own personal preference in that moment in time, then you're like aiming towards morality that's bigger than your own.
It'll always be a personal preference. It'll always be a personal preference. Your personal preference is that you just want to obey God is your personal preference. And I want to strive for fairness and well-being, which is, either way, it's a personal preference, and it's also subjective morals. Whether you're a Christian or you're not Christian, you're always striving for a subjective moral stance. The thing
I like that. That's a great breakdown, by the way. I appreciate the examples on everything. But then wouldn't it be, what is the best way? Is your own personal preference, like to where you have no foundation?
I have
is
a foundation.
That the best way?
I have a foundation, fairness and well-being, and it's a far better one than it's better than what does an ancient Israelite God say. Because ancient Israelite God, I have Christians who come up here and tell me that slavery is okay, because the Bible says it's okay. I have Christians that tell me it's okay for innocent women to be raped, to punish someone else, because because the Bible has God making innocent women get raped.
Is that Old Testament or New Testament?
Old Testament, but God isn't changing according to Christian theology. It's the same God.
Jesus fulfill the new covenant, and once again, just like with the New Testament. Just real quick, if you don't mind, just so I can understand, because I'm not fully educated, but I always wanted to learn. But didn't Jesus say, like I said, you should not sacrifice animals' blood anymore, because I'm sacrificing my own blood? Just as a small example.
This isn't about the law of Moses. This is what God. There's not a law in the law of Moses as you should have innocent women raped. No, David pissed off God, and then God punished David by having David's wives, who had done no wrong, having them raped.
Okay, but then now, didn't Jesus say, do not commit adultery, which would 100%.
So if a man commits adultery, should we have his wife raped?
Of course not. Did Jesus say that?
No, but that's what God did.
That was the Old Testament, right?
Yeah, but is God good?
So once again, I'm trying to go into what is the best foundation on morality, how to live one's life, and so far Jesus' teachings are far better than any personal opinion or Old Testament.
Jesus said we ought to obey the law of Moses. But again,
okay, so Jesus would condone raping.
Wait. I have to ask a question because you brought up adultery. And adultery is not rape. So like I just need to ask, do you think that a husband can rape his wife?
No.
That is insane. What the fuck?
That they can? Of course they can. They shouldn't. They ought not to.
Okay.
Well, that has nothing to do with adultery. You're not committing adultery if you rape your wife.
And to
so
be
are you
clear-
saying that's okay?
No, of course that's not okay.
And to be clear,
That's not right.
the incident with David's wives being raped, that has nothing to do with the law of Moses. That was God, who is allegedly, in your worldview, the moral arbiter of what is good. God.
Well, no, I think that Jesus is.
Sorry to interrupt, guys.
Sermon on the Mount is probably so far because I'm not fully educated. I will admit I didn't read the whole Bible.
What do you think Jesus' position on God was? Do you think Jesus believed that God always did what was right?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt. Can we put a pin in this for like 35 seconds? Dalton, the Lucian is here. He can answer some quick questions about Colorado gender affirming care, and then we can maybe circle back. We don't often have an expert in the very particular thing we're dealing with, so it's nice to have Lucian here.
Yeah,
Lucian,
absolutely.
what's up? So there was a question that came up around gender affirming care in Colorado for minors, and the contention that was levied by Real is that someone can come from out of state without parental guidance and get gender affirming care. Maybe I missed something else. Real, is that it?
Yeah, and then looking into it, it said that if they are emancipated, they can if they're 15 years old.
Colorado does recognize emancipated minors as adults in certain situations, one of those situations being medical exceptions as well as living exceptions. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that they can come from, let's say, Utah or Arizona or even the states that support it like California, come into our state and then demand gender affirmation care without prior authorization from either their insurance or being properly evaluated by a board certified Colorado doctor.
Okay, but in the state they will allow it if they're from Colorado.
If they are emancipated in Colorado and they're from Colorado, they can seek gender affirmation care. Yes. However,
but they still have to go through psychological evaluation, right?
Correct. You need at least. Again, this is kind of a gray area for some. There is such a thing as an emergency acceptance, but that's incredibly rare, and we typically don't see it. You'll need at least 2 consecutive years, and you have to follow the SIP rule, which is to be consistent, insistent, and persistent. It needs to be qualified by no less than 2 medical professionals. One of them can be a primary care physician, and the other one has to be a psychologist or psychiatrist. Or you can get 2 individual opinions from psychology, psychiatry, etc.
Can I give a hypothetical situation, if that's okay?
Sure.
So if there are parents that are very, very pro gender fluidity, and they raise their child from being, let's say 5 years old, put him in the opposite, like let's say it's a boy, put him in a dress, put a lipstick on, and just affirm that their whole life, and they really, really believe in this, and then get the doctors, get them all good to go, like, hey, look, this is a girl for sure, and then, hey, the day you turn 15, we're going to get you emancipated, boom. Now, the whole reason I was talking about that is because they were saying minors do not have that ability, but now it's been proven that they do have that ability. Is that even a possibility of something like that happening?
No, because the hypothetical you posed has quite a few fallacies to begin with. One, even if a parent were to consistently and constantly tell this child that was maybe born male that they are in fact a woman, they aren't going. You're talking about a nature versus nurture case, and nurture can only do so much. It's not going to automatically revert their neurobiological behavior to suddenly be feminine. They may have certain feminine tendencies that are inherited from their parents, but if they are in fact neurobiologically a man and aligning to be cis with their gender or their sex, there's nothing you can do to change that. So when they go to see a psychiatrist or a psychologist or even their PCP, contrary to what you may believe, parents aren't allowed in the room. We don't allow the parents in the room if they're above the age of 13 unless the child requests that specifically. So at that point, you're getting toward the idea of the child potentially being indoctrinated or brainwashed as opposed to actually seeking medical care. That would be no different than what you see in a cult when you see cultist-like behaviors of, this person has to get married by a specific age, as is tradition.
Yeah.
You're not going to see that there. And then secondly, when they're under the care of a psychiatrist, a psychologist, or a PCP without their parents present, and they come forward to say that they don't necessarily align with the ideology or belief system that the parents have maybe put into the child, they have every right to contact CPS. And now you're opening up into a whole other case of that child potentially being emancipated based off a judge's decision to get them out of that home. So these particular scenarios that I think kind of get incorporated by those who maybe don't quite understand exactly what this is, they're fallacies. They can't happen.
Okay, perfect. Great explanation there. And I just want to clarify, there are parents that are putting their children in the opposite clothing and attire from a very, very young age. Because I've heard many parents say, like in interviews, oh no, my baby knew they were the opposite sex when they were 2 years old. I mean, is that correct or incorrect?
It's incredibly, incredibly rare. You're talking about, so your trans community only makes about 1% to 2% of the US population as it is.
Yes.
So now you're taking an even smaller fraction of them.
Regardless of whether or not the probability is high or low, I mean, it is happening in today's world, right?
Oh, it can certainly happen, but we don't see any difference today than we used to with what we used to refer to as a tomboy, when you would see a girl who just had an inclination or a direction or a desire to be more masculine. So what
the difference is that,
listen, let me finish.
Hold on real quick. But the difference is no one was given Lupron or surgeries to tomboys.
But that's what you're not understanding. Typically, they're not going to. See, in those particular cases, let's pretend we take a 1980s tomboy situation and put them into the modern day, right?
Okay.
These parents went ahead and let their daughter cut their hair super short. They don't wear makeup. They wear baggy men's attire. They play sports along on the boys' team, all of these things, and you put them in today's day and age. Again, the same scenario is going to occur. They're going to see a psychologist, psychiatrist, or PCP in order to get onto those particular medications. And when they do, they're going to go through the SIP protocol. And if it's not consistent and insistent and persistent on the child's behalf, nothing will be prescribed. Period.
Okay. And just to make sure, these tomboys that were growing up, did they end up killing themselves because they couldn't become a man?
Well, tomboys generally think of themselves as girls. They just like to wear typically more masculine clothes, but they don't have a gender identity opposite of their sex.
Yeah, this is a very new phenomenon, is it not?
No. And here's the thing that I always find interesting with this particular argument. Is it the case that these particular trans children are unaliving themselves because of a mental disorder, or are they suffering from a constant injustice from others around them who won't accept them for who they want to be? It's the same idea and concept as the goth kid who wanted to unalive himself because nobody allowed them to be who they were. Nobody wanted them dressing in the dark clothes with the dark makeup. The hippies, nobody allowed them to go around and preach free love. They were constantly ridiculed, constantly bashed, constantly made a mockery of, constantly outcast. Okay. That's what's causing your rise.
So then the solution is give them drugs.
No, the solution is the solution is to allow them to get
Lucian, I can tell that you're getting a little emotional about this. I can see that.
Don't start with that emotional talk
he
bullshit.
Is getting a little bit emotional.
Yes, it is It is emotional when we talk about kids killing themselves. I don't want to hear it though. You don't need to.
I'm not hating, but I'm saying I could tell that there's a personal bias there.
You don't need
a personal bias for Lucian.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Also, I just wanted to say,
what a red herring.
I exist. I'm a tomboy. identify as a woman. I exist. I don't know why you asked that about tomboys specifically.
Because that was the point about him saying that if they don't get the gender affirming care that they deserve, they will kill themselves. Isn't that the whole
Tomboys
thing?
aren't
Not
trans
tomboys.
kids.
No. I know, but back in the day, you didn't
Those
have
aren't the
no
no.
freaking
They
trans
were
kids.
they were trans kids in the
They
70s.
were not.
Yes, there were.
There are specific
There were
brain
trans kids in the 80s.
there are
Yes.
specific brain characteristics that align with
like we have
specifically
today.
trans women. If you'd like, I
we
can
have
show
today.
you.
Well, hold on. I would like to.
Go on, Snitch. What was that?
I
Are
was
you
just
talking to
about to say that there are specific like brain traits, like the brain sex index, which is basically a culmination of different traits of the brain, and I'm sure that Lucian could probably corroborate what I'm saying here, that demonstrate that trans women are more similar on the brain sex index to cis women when compared to cis men. So there are physical traits that are associated with being trans that are different from just being a woman.
Correct. And there's a lot of confusion, and this comes from not a lack of understanding, but a lack of willingness to understand. When it comes to asking somebody, what do you believe a trans person is, they will tell you often that it is somebody who is born a male who, quote, thinks they are a female, or wants to be a female, or wants to be a woman, or they'll use these words interchangeably. But the problem is, if you would actually take a moment to look into how in utero a fetus is formed, you're going to quickly find out that your neurobiological makeup is comprised and composed prior to the sex assignment. So it is quite possible, as we can see in today's world, that you are going to develop the neurobiological structure of a female prior to the sex of a male being assigned to the fetus in utero.
Just so I can understand, you're stating that trans kids are born in the wrong body, not they are developed through nature.
No,
It's not the wrong body.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, no. They are born thinking they're in the wrong body.
No.
He has
Okay.
such a rudimentary understanding of what biological
make it a
sex
little
is.
bit-
This is
I
actually
just wanna-
ridiculous.
I just
So,
wanna
sir,
understand.
do you think that people identify? Do you think that people assign sex at birth based off of karyotypes?
They assign sex at birth based off of penis or vagina.
Yeah, and do you think that always aligns with your chromosomes?
I mean, I think it's like 0.00001% that does not align.
That's not true. So
what would it
there
be then,
are
please tell me?
approximately 1 to 2% of the population, and just to put that into perspective here, that's like 1 or 2 people out of 100 people, which is quite a bit when you see that there are over 8 billion people on this planet.
Can you
So 1 to
provide that
2%
stat
is
for me?
millions of people.
Can you provide that for me? 'Cause
Yeah,
I think that's way too high of a
approximately
number.
1 to 2% of people are diagnosed with some kind of intersex condition.
No, I'm
and
sorry, the study. Can you provide the study for that?
What?
Can you provide the study for that claim on that percentage?
On intersex individuals?
Yeah, because you say it's 1 to 2%. I think that's very high.
Yeah, sure. So
I can break. Oops, sorry.
The Anne Fausto-Sterling suggestion of intersex suggests that it's about as high as 1.7%. And then if we go down here,
And is it identifying or born with?
so you're born with intersex. You don't
Yeah.
identify as intersex.
I just want to clarify the difference, because if it's 1 to 2% that are identifying as the opposite sex, but it's also
Look.
We're
Wait,
talking about
no one
intersex people now,
identifies
dude.
as the. No one identifies as the opposite. Can you articulate the distinction between sex and gender for us?
Okay, opposite gender. I'm sorry. Identify as the opposite gender. My apologies. It's one. You guys were saying earlier it's 1 to 2% that identify as the opposite gender.
No, who are intersex. Jesus Christ.
No. Earlier you guys did say that 1 to 2% identify as the opposite
Because
gender.
there's a difference between sex and gender. A good
No,
example of this is
I
the
understand,
many
but-
handful of case studies on women who have XY chromosomes who can completely menstruate, they can have unassisted pregnancies, and I can cite those case reports if you'd like. But as I said, based off of the prevalence of people who are intersex, and the fact that approximately around 2% of people who are trans also are intersex. You're talking about a good percentage of the population when we consider the fact that there are 8 billion people on this fucking planet.
Mm-hmm. So I can break this down to a very rudimentary understanding to help you better grasp this idea, because I understand when you're not looking into it constantly from a daily or don't have like a background in it, it can be difficult at first. But are you left-handed or right-handed?
I am right-handed.
What makes you right-handed and not align with the 4 to 5% of left-handed individuals?
From my early childhood of how I was writing, if my parents had me write left-handed, I'd become left-handed.
That's not true. You have a predetermined dominance, meaning when you're born, you already have a particular preference to your right hand or left hand. So again, what makes you right-handed?
So once again, if my parents just said, you're going to write left-handed all day, every day, I would become left-handed.
My parents didn't teach me to write left-handed, and I'm a left-handed person.
But no, I'm saying if they did, though, I would become left-handed.
Here's the thing, and I'm glad you actually brought that up. This has already been disproven. Are you familiar with the Catholic Church?
Yeah.
Are you familiar? Are you familiar with what left-handedness is called in Latin and Italian?
Please tell me.
It's called sinistra. Do you know what sinistra means?
No.
Sinner. Do you know what happened to left-handed kids when they went to Catholic school?
Tell me.
They were forced to write right-handed. Do you know what they do now?
What do they do?
Write left-handed.
All
It's a
right.
predetermined dominant preference. It's not something you control. It's in your neurobiological makeup. This is the same concept that we see with gender understanding aligning or not aligning with your sex.
No, I have people that I have friends personally that can bat left-handed and right-handed. They can shoot left-handed but right-handed.
That's called being
They're
ambidextrous.
ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous, yeah.
Right. And there is something called genderqueer or gender fluid.
Oh, so they are. How would
They can
you
be
say
both
that?
or neither. Just the same as somebody can be
They can
predominantly
be-
right-handed,
they can
left-handed,
be-
both, or
they
they
can be-
just neither.
They can be both or neither at the same time?
No.
Or just either one?
No.
Either one.
Either one.
Either
So
one.
again,
Okay.
I could be right-handed, I could be left-handed, I could be ambidextrous where I prefer to use both hands, or I can be fluid, meaning I bat right-handed, pitch left-handed.
Now, can I become black?
Can you become a
No,
rock?
you're talking about race at that point.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is even
that-
worse. So,
is
yeah,
that
so
comical?
there is actually no strict genetic classification that we could align race with, specifically for the understanding that ancestry is actually the genetic trait that would be passed down from generation to generation that would most likely align with the region in which you originate from. However, here's the problem with that. The ancestral diversity of mitochondrial DNA and Y chromosomal DNA in Africa actually maps onto the rest of the world. So there are individuals who are neighbors in Europe who are more related to some North African individual than each other because of the ancestral DNA. So they could have completely different skin tones and be more related to some individual down in North Africa than their own kin. And the reason for this is because ancestry does not encode for any genes that make you look like who you are. The genes that do encode for skin color are polygenic, which basically means that there's thousands of genes that are involved. So two people could have the exact same skin tone, but have completely different genes encoding for the reasons why they have that skin tone. A good example of this is the size and the amount of melanin. So the melanosome and then the amount of melanin that is produced. That can be completely different, but can result in the same phenotypic observation. And I could show you specifically where this comes into play because they actually did a study based off of an individual who, a researcher who tried to use a cluster plot in order to group people by race. It failed miserably. And this is because there is one group that always ends up being admixed because you're trying to fit a continuous data set into a discontinuous structure plot, which it's basically trying to fit continuous data into categorical settings, and that just does not work. So yeah, race is not a biological phenomenon. It is a it's a sociological phenomenon. And if you want me to go into IQ, I can too. Because based off of everything we know, socioeconomic status, once you account for that, there are no differences between not only brain structure, but also IQ and as well as, where is the study that I have? So ethnic differences in children's intelligence test scores. Given that economic deprivation, home environment, and maternal characteristics are identical, then you're not going to have any differences between the two. And then as far as associations between socioeconomic gradients and racial disparities in pre-adolescent brain outcomes, physical brain outcomes as measured by an MRI, as well as like brain mass and volume, all of that will be similar once you adjust for socioeconomic status.
That was an amazing breakdown, by the way. Very, very educated. Fantastic. Probably the best argument that I've ever heard in my life when someone tries to play the game of, well, can I become black? Fantastic. Really, really learned a lot right there. So, when it comes to, I guess this all came back to morality, right? And we all just have our different subjective moralities. Some of you fully endorse giving chemical castration drugs to children to be able to affirm their different gender that they, you all, like, you are some either self-proclaimed or actual experts in your field, but then once again there are other experts in their field that contradict what you say, and I know you may have a very strong belief in what you say,
And
but then we
you
can go
also
into,
just have an opinion that results in slavery being okay if God says so.
no,
Yes,
I
if
never
God said you should have a slave, actually no.
I
If
never once
God
said
told
that. Once
you,
again-
I want
once
you to
again, I
take your
said-
child. I'm tired of your nonsense. If
That's
God
okay.
told you to take your kid and kill them, would you do it?
No.
Well, then guess what? You have a moral opinion that differs from your God. I have an immoral opinion that differs from your God. Your God's a fucked up monster.
Hey, Rio.
I hope your kid never ends up being transgender, because I would hate for them to have killed themselves because their dad was a bigot and a dumbass, and I'm over it.
Oh, I'm a big.
Wait,
Hold on,
host,
brother.
this whole thing started over him believing that gender affirming care is somehow mutilation?
He said that I brought up the fact that I have a subjective moral system and that I prioritize the fairness and well-being of individuals, and then they brought up gender affirming care because they think that's contrary to the well-being of individuals, which I brought a study that shows that 93% of individuals have better well-being after receiving gender affirming care. And then he went on to just giving more misinformation, as they tend to do.
It's
Dalton,
very interesting because it sounded from his points of argument that he's a Christian, and going into that particular topic, are we not going to touch base on the idea of circumcision?
His God literally commanded genital mutilation. So
that's precisely my point. So I would argue at that point, everything he has to say afterwards is moot until he retorts that. Because if not,
well, we talked
or like, you know, I've always wanted to ask them, you know, if God gave you revelation and told you that it was a good thing to provide children gender affirming care, would you do it? No, right? God doesn't say you can't do that, and I don't know where he's getting that from.
Yeah, there's nothing in the Bible that says you can't be trans. They'll probably quote something like, it says they were made male and female. Well, that's Adam and Eve. I'm not fucking Adam or Eve. You can, and I hear, and everyone else, if you ever hear the stupid retort of it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, tell them that it's Homo sapien, not hetero sapien. Anyways, no. But anyways, hey, Lucian,
thanks for coming
so
on
much.
short
Thank
notice.
You. Yes.
Yeah, no worries. I'm going to go
It's
back
not
to cleaning. But...
Sorry, it's not often we get an expert in the very state in question of the argument. So
yeah, no worries. I'll be cleaning, but I'll keep it on in case you need me. Just yell.
Hopefully, I'll be able to get a guest that actually wants to talk about the Bible now. I let them get way, way, way off topic, but we won't be doing that again. Real quick, some super chats here from
at Simeon Urchin with the $4.99. Due to Catholic tradition, I was baptized in a dress. So it's a Christian thing too to put a child in other sex clothes. I hate bigots.
That is true. Baby boys will be put into little gowns when they're baptized, little dresses. So I don't know what the fuck Christians are on about, you know. And also, he said something about the child wearing the opposite clothes. I don't know what that even means. Opposite clothes. That's just completely subjective. Whether or not clothes are women clothes or men clothes, it's completely subjective. He had no objective stance on that. He couldn't provide us any evidence of objective morals. Also,
and Gentleman Viking with the $5. Wendy Carlos, the trans artist who did the soundtrack for Tron and pioneered the field of electronica, was born in 1939.
1939. Yeah, trans people have been around for ages. It's not a new phenomenon. It's just that we're a lot less bigoted. Well, the majority of us are trying to be a lot less bigoted than they were in the ancient world. That's it. All right. Hopefully we can get a Christian to come up and talk about the Bible now. Struggle. I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions, then we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, I am 28.
Question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And question number 3, are you a Christian?
Yes, I am.
I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. Which one of the 3 points on the board would you like to discuss with me?
Honestly, I just have I guess my question would just be your justification for knowledge.
Knowledge. I have a brain. The universe exists. My brain is able to take in sense data and compute it.
How do you know that's true?
With absolute certainty, we can't know with absolute certainty. We can have high confidence by testing it with like other people groups.
So your reality is subjective.
Yep. So is yours.
Okay.
Can you provide any evidence for objective? Anything?
If well, that's the thing. If God is your
prove God exists,
your base point, your foundation, then
yeah, prove God
your
exists.
reality becomes objective.
Yeah, prove God exists.
So yeah.
Go ahead.
What do you want?
Go on.
Well, without the source of knowledge, right? You don't have anything to prove it.
Appeal a consequence. Provide evidence that your God exists.
What do you want for evidence per se?
Anything that raises the likelihood that your God is real.
So are you atheist or agnostic?
Agnostic atheist.
So what does that mean? Do you believe a God can exist, or you just don't believe in a God exists at all?
Yeah, I don't believe in any gods, but gods could exist. I just don't have any evidence that gods exist.
Okay, so that's the first hurdle I was trying to come over, is whether or not you believe a God can exist, but you do believe God can exist.
I don't know if a God can exist or not.
Okay, so that's the thing. So you have to.
Depends. I mean, superhuman entities could possibly exist who live longer lives and have special powers, I suppose. But God is a socially constructed term, and so God means different things to different people. What God do you believe in, and what is the evidence that God exists?
Well, this is what I'm saying. If your reality is subjective, then you don't believe in one truth.
What do you mean by reality being
truth.
subjective? What do you mean by that?
Oh, that means that his reality, there's no ontological reality in his.
There is. There is. It's just my brain is. I don't know
whether
or not my brain.
If there is, you should be able to prove it.
Objective reality exists. My subjective mind interprets sense data to the best of its ability. But as far as I know, because no one's given me a good argument for telling me that reality doesn't exist, I experience it directly. I'm able to corroborate that information with other minds. I've never been given a good argument that objective reality doesn't exist.
Yeah, Struggle. Look, what you're confusing here is like our epistemic infallibility, right? Now, none of us up here are claiming that we do have epistemic infallibility, but like a phenomenal conservatist is just going to say that we have prima facie justification to believe our seemings.
Is that what you believe?
Yes, that is what I believe.
Okay, so
I believe. So I have. Do you know what prima facie is in philosophy?
I don't know every single thing, but go ahead, please explain.
It's just at face value, basically, right? I've at face value, in absence of a defeater, I have justification to believe my seemings. Now, let me ask you.
So how do you know sense data is true?
Sticks was asking you a
21
question.
questions. right?
Yeah.
If you ask a question, you should at least
Yeah,
grant
okay,
me
my
the.
fault. Go ahead.
So, how do you know that the revelation that you've read in God or the Bible is true?
Well, I've determined through looking through all the religions, and I came to determine that it has to be Abrahamic faith. So the Abrahamic faith, once you come to the determination of the Abrahamic faith being true, you come to learn that Jesus Christ is the Messiah,
Oh,
as
he's
they
not.
spoke about in the Old Testament.
Oh
And then,
no, buddy, Jesus didn't fulfill any prophecies from the Old Testament.
oh yeah, he's fulfilled plenty.
Oh, point me to one.
You got Isaiah, you got you got David, you got plenty of it all over David.
Be specific. Book, chapter, verse.
Was it I don't know them off the top of my head. If you want me, I can search them up for you.
Yeah, go ahead, do that.
All right, thank you for allowing me to do that. It allows me to be able to have a better conversation about it.
He's activated. Yeah, sticks to the book of David. That was it. While we're waiting for that, so that we're
So
not.
we have there we go, Isaiah 7:14, where the virgin shall conceive and bear a son.
Ooh, it doesn't actually say anything about a virgin, bud.
What does it say?
It says, "Hine ha'al mahara ve'yoledet ben ve'kras shemo Emmanuel."
And what is that word in Hebrew?
Behold, the young woman is pregnant and will have a son, and she will call his name Emmanuel.
And if you look at that word in Hebrew, it's also used for young maidens, which are virgins.
No,
So,
a young maiden
yes,
can.
it is. Look up the root of that word. Look up the several ways it can be used. I know this one.
Alma just tells you two things about the individual in question. It means that she's young and a woman. She can be married or unmarried, and she can be a virgin or not a virgin.
But but you just agreed it can be used for a virgin, and I'm telling you,
what
in
is
this
the word
context,
and what is the word that
used
follows?
for a virgin.
So, are there two virgin births?
So believe someone who believes it's not a virgin.
Struggle. Are there two virgin births? Because
there are two.
Did you follow? There are two virgin births.
Well, not virgin. Well, I mean, there's John the Baptist, right?
Oh, she wasn't born of a virgin. I'm saying, did you notice that the word that followed after Alma? By the way, notice the usage of the definite article. In Hebrew grammar, this is called the hey hayadiyeh, the hey, which is known, which means that the speaker and the one they're speaking to know who the person they're talking about is. It's not some vague maiden in the future. This is a young woman that is known by Isaiah and Ahaz. And it says not ha'alma tahare, the young woman shall conceive in the future, but ha'alma hara, the young woman is pregnant. Present tense.
Okay, what about Micah 5:2?
Micah 5:2 says that a ruler in Israel will come forth from the lineage of Bethlehem. One, Jesus wasn't a ruler in Bethlehem, a ruler in Israel, as far as we can tell, in no objective sense. And two, it doesn't say the individual will be born in Bethlehem.
Well,
it only says that they're.
If you don't believe in the Messiah, of course you're not going to believe that. Well, but if you believe in the Messiah, then
prove that
of
he was
course.
A ruler. Well, you're begging the question then. Prove that he was a ruler in Israel.
Prove that he's a ruler in Israel?
Yeah, I could prove that Charles is a ruler in England. Can you prove I could prove that Herod was in that time the ruler in Israel.
You want to go to the New Testament to prove that Jesus is God? Is that what we want to prove to you?
God, no, just the king.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, he's going to sit on the throne.
David wasn't God; he was also king in Israel.
I understand that.
All I'm asking for is to prove that Jesus was the king.
If you go to Hebrews 1:8, you have God referencing the song to David, King David, right? Who's sitting on the throne of Israel, who he's referencing. He's saying this to Jesus.
No, it's to
calling
David.
Him God.
It's actually about the king of Israel in the ancient world.
So why is he saying this to Jesus?
Are we moving away from Micah 5 then and going on to the Psalms?
You want to answer to you asked a question. I'm answering your question.
I would like that is the author of the book of Hebrews. That is the author of the book of Hebrews making the claim that Jesus is a king. What is the evidence of the claim? Because, like, for example, if I go to stop talking while I'm talking. Now I can go to a Chabad Messianist, and they'll tell me that the Rebbe is the Melech Mashiach, the King Messiah. That's the claim The author of the book of Hebrews is making the claim that Jesus is a king. What's the evidence?
Okay, is that what you are? What is your position then?
My position is that Jesus is not a king because you've yet to provide me any evidence that he is a king.
But what is? I just told you. I just showed you evidence. But what is your position?
You showed me a claim.
You took the position of somebody else. I'm asking you, is that your position?
No, I don't believe the Rebbe's a king either, because it's just like
No,
your
no, but
thing.
is that
It's
your-
just a
but
claim.
you're
My
acting
position
you're
is that
taking
you
the
have only
authority of someone.
okay. Struggle.
You're
My only
taking this.
my position here is that you have made a claim that you have yet to substantiate. The book of Hebrews makes the claim that Jesus is a king. What is the evidence of that claim? Now you can respond. But stop
All right.
talking over me.
So it doesn't matter. Regardless, you literally are
It does
using
matter.
somebody else. So you're going to talk over me after telling me not to talk over you. So
Because you're
what am
not
I
doing
supposed to do?
You're not doing the thing I told you to do. Provide evidence that
You just
Jesus
talk
was a
over
king.
me. You're going to continue.
Provide evidence that Jesus
And
is a
then mute
king.
me. You don't even let me respond.
Give me the evidence.
All right. So listen, how do you take the position of somebody but not believe that position? Explain that. How do you like
I'm
that?
not taking your position. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, so then so we're taking the New Testament.
Nope.
So you don't believe New Testament whatsoever?
No.
We can use Old Testament.
Yeah, I mean, we're citing whether or not Jesus fulfilled prophecies from the Old Testament.
Yes, so we'd have to go to New Testament now.
So you've provided me the claim made by the book of Hebrews. What is the evidence that their claim is true?
The evidence, well, do you believe in a God existing?
No, I don't believe in a God existing. So now we're
So
moving
then
on
how
to
could you believe in See, this is the question you have to get
if
over.
Jesus did
to
the
even
things,
get to these hurdles,
if Jesus did the things
to
that the
even get through
prophets,
these hurdles first, you have
no. If
You
I don't
have-
have to believe in a God first.
So
If you
even-
could show me that Jesus fulfilled prophecies from the Old Testament, I would believe in your God.
Your brain is so small, you don't understand that you need to even believe that a God
No, you don't.
exists to
No,
even
you don't.
believe in which
No, you
God
don't.
exists.
No,
That's
that's
like
not the question.
first step.
Your brain is so small that you made an incoherent statement.
fir-
In order, I would believe that your God exists if
You
Jesus did things that were fulfilled by prophets in the Old Testament.
The first step to believing which God is to come to acknowledge.
Are you going to give me evidence that Jesus was a king in Israel?
So do you even believe miracles can exist?
I've
Why are
never
you
been
gift
given
galloping?
Yeah, you are totally
No, this is this.
You're dodging the question. If you want to make the claim that Jesus is a king because of a miracle, you can provide evidence that that miracle actually took place.
Do you believe anything supernatural can exist? That I have to understand what your perspective is.
I don't know if it can exist or not.
You don't know? You don't know what your perspective is?
Look, the position of the host on that question is irrelevant to whether or not you can prove your God to be true. Right?
Brother,
He could the host could think that supernatural things exist or not, and that's inconsequential to your positive affirmation that Jesus is God and that Jesus is the Messiah.
To be clear, you are dodging. You have yet to provide me any evidence that I can provide you evidence that Charles is a ruler in England. Can you provide me anything that's even close to the evidence that for Charles being a king in England, that you can for Jesus being a king?
Reality.
And so you're not going to do it, right? You're running. This is you running.
No, you're not even.
Provide me evidence that Jesus is a king in Israel.
Brother, just listen for 2 seconds. Just listen.
No, you're going to provide me evidence that Jesus is a ruler in Israel.
See, how can we have a conversation if this is what you do?
How can we have a conversation if you're unwilling to engage in the thing that I've been asking you for the past like fucking 4 minutes, maybe 5?
But you don't even understand that you failed. Like, you don't understand that if you can't.
You don't understand how to give evidence for your position. Now, you will either do it or I'll move on because we are at the end of our show and I don't need to talk to you anymore. You will either provide us evidence that Jesus was a ruler in Israel, or else he didn't. Or you can just concede that you can't give evidence for Micah 5:2, in which case we'll move on to another prophecy.
The evidence would be the church. There you go. Because I have faith in the church.
How is the church evidence that Jesus is actually a ruler in Israel?
Because they have history, they've been teaching, and they've been teaching these things as true for ages.
And what did they teach that provides evidence that Jesus was a ruler in Israel?
So many things, but you can just read the Bible and teaching the church fathers. They literally say that
Fun fact, I'm the Bible guy. I've read the goddamn Bible. I'm familiar with the church fathers. They don't give any good, like explanations or any good evidence for Jesus being a ruler in Israel. He wasn't. He was a carpenter, itinerant preacher who never legislated any rule over the people of Israel. But you know what? Thank you for wasting our time, Struggle. You really struggled through that conversation. Jesus Christ. These Phil bros are the most unfuckable, most dodgy individuals I've ever had the displeasure of talking to. Man. As soon as I knew he couldn't provide evidence for the prophecies, so he had to go right back into how do you know that the real world is the real world? Because that's all they got. Crazy. Anyways, that is going to be the end of our show, everyone. 1 second. I want to thank Styx, Scientific Snitch, Lucian Vellum. Who else was on the live with us today? Cam obviously showed up and did a jig for us at our cabin. Big W to Cam, and big W to all of our wonderful super chatters, all the people in the chat on YouTube, on TikTok, on the Discord. Big W to all of you. Big W to everyone who is an ally, to members of the LGBT community, and big W to everyone who uses their fucking brains to think instead of just spewing presuppositional apologetic bullshit on us. We appreciate you. And with that, I've been the Bible guy. Wait, real quick, who am I going to send you crazy kids off to? Let's see. Who's live right now? Looks like John Cohen is alive. Well, I hope he's alive. But John Cohen is live right now. We will be doing Bible Guy After Dark later this evening, everybody. But until then, I've been the Bible Guy. Remember to keep reading, keep learning, and we'll see you all again later. Bye.
Like a sword of desire, ancient scrolls and cosmic flame. He tears through myth, he breaks the chain. Echoes of prophets, the scars align. Knowledge and thunder intertwine. Reason ascends where blind faith fell. He reads the word and he reads it well. The Bible guy, seeker of the light. Through time and fire he rides the night, with reason's blade and wisdom's cry. The world shall hear the Bible guide. Scrolls of ages, words of flame.